The Stewart's TV and Appliance pregame show starts now on the Lorain County Sports Network, your home for high school sports. Tune in for the Coach's Corner presented by Buckeye Community Bank, where we speak to the coaches and get their thoughts on the season, this game, and their teams moving forward. Don't forget, immediately following the last play of the game, join us for the post-game scoreboard show presented by I-90 Nissan, featuring live interviews with players and coaches from around Lorain County. You can watch the post-game show live on Facebook at WOBL WDLW Sports. Tonight's games are brought to you by Lang Optical, Stewart's TV and Appliance, Buckeye Community Bank, Mental Health and Addiction Recovery Services of Lorain County, Justin Miller, Esquire, Jamie's Carpet Shop, Lorain County Visitors Bureau, Lorain County Clerk of Courts Tom Orlando, Derek Hammonds of State Farm Insurance, Lorain County Prosecutor J.D. Tomlinson, Vans Auto Repair and Tire Pros, Lorain County Community College, Janasco Insurance, Steve Lawson of Russell Real Estate Services, Lorain County Recorder Mike Duran, E.H. Roberts Heating and Cooling, Achieve Credit Union, Jeff Allison of Health Markets Insurance, Ernie's Auto Body, Brian Victor of Howard Hanna, I-90 Nissan, Nick Abraham Elyria Ford, Al Januzzi CPA, Zabo Apparel Company, Valley Chevrolet, Jones Bones Barbecue and Grub, Network Land Title Agency, Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Lorain County, Rich Ramsey for Judge, Brian Baker for Lorain County Commissioner, Rich Resendez for Sheriff, Elyria Jewelers and Repair, Lorain County Commissioner David Moore, Jack Hall for Sheriff, Kelly Dieter for State Representative, and Giovanna Scarletta Bremke. After the break, we will talk to both of the coaches in tonight's matchup. Like, follow, and subscribe to Lorain County Sports Network on YouTube. It's time for Lorain County's Friday Night Lights with WOBL and WDLW Sports. Welcome into the Coach's Corner presented by Buckeye Community Bank. Today and tomorrow, your partner for growth. We're in the Lorain County Sports Network Game of the Week, featuring the Fairview Warriors at the Columbia Raiders. Tonight, we're going to be talking to the head coach of the Warriors, Sean Rance, joining us now as we get ready for kickoff. Coach Rance, thanks for giving us some time. How are you tonight?
Thanks for having me. Appreciate you guys covering the game.
So tell us about last week. You guys went and took on another LC8 team in Clearview. Didn't go as you had wanted to go. What were some good takeaways from week one?
I thought we moved the ball okay at times. I thought my defense, I know the score doesn't really show it, but the defense played pretty well. That's a really, really good Clearview team, third round of the playoffs last year. 6 turnovers, you're not going to win very many games. We were in our red zone quite a few times and came away with no points, so we got to clean up some stuff on the offensive side and just keep playing fast on defense.
Offensively, it all starts at the quarterback position for you, and Burke Lowry is a 3-year starter, only a junior. Coach, talk about him and what he brings to the offense.
Yeah, Burke, is a really, really good quarterback. He started about week 6, I believe, his freshman year. He came in, and then obviously all 10 games last year. And, we're trying to take this offense to the next level. He's got a great grip on what we're trying to do in the run and in the pass game. He's a big kid. He's every bit of 6'3", 190. And, the offense, everything goes through him. Smart kid, watched a lot of film together. And, hopefully to have a great game and lead this offense to quite a few points on Friday or tonight.
Your first few games this season, the first 3 non-conference matchups against Lorain County 8 teams that your guys are kind of familiar with, being former members of the Patriots League. What do you hope to gain from facing 3 straight Lorain County 8 teams to open the season?
On the west side, I don't think that, obviously there's no better small school football than in the LCA. I wasn't here as a coach when we were in the Patriot versus them, but with Clearview and especially Columbia under Coach Ward, who I know retired, and Coach Rice is taking over, but they're kind of the epitome of solid, just consistent winners on the near west side of Cleveland here. So just trying to get our program to the next level, we got to beat good teams. So we figured, we might as well play those really good teams on the west side before we get into conference play.
And you guys are also making a change in conference, Coach, leaving the Great Lakes League to go to the Chagrin Valley Conference. Talk about the challenges.
Yeah, I mean, we were in the Great Lakes Conference last year, which I believe is now the Cleveland West. Us, Elyria Catholic, and Holy Name left the GLC. And, so there, we could leave. A lot of the trips were 10 minutes up the road, 15 minutes up the road. So the biggest difference with going into the Chagrin Valley is our travel. We got a few games in Portage County. We got to go, then obviously our week 6 game out at Kirtland, defending state champs. So besides travel, we got really, really good football teams we have to prepare for that we haven't played ever, or at least not in the near future. So it's fun, it's challenging, it's a different change of pace because both teams, when we play them, we're not going to be familiar with each other. So we're looking forward to the challenge, but we got to get through this tough non-conference schedule first.
To touch real quick on that Week 6 matchup against Kirtland, a defending state champion, you're at their place. What type of an atmosphere are you expecting for your team?
I'm not going to lie. I've never been to Kirtland. I've grew up Northeast Ohio my whole entire life, but I know they've got a lot of renovations done at that stadium as of late, which they deserve with how much they win. And I'm guessing it's going to be electric. I can't imagine that anything there is less than electric with how much they win. And, that's a game that we'll worry about when we get there. But obviously when our conference schedule came out, that's one that you're like, all right, well, we'll really see who we are midway through the season versus perennial state powerhouse. So excited for the challenge when we get there.
Head coach Sean Rance joining us from the Fairview Warriors. You're in the Coach's Corner presented by Buckeye Community Bank. 17 returning lettermen for your Warrior team, Coach. We talked about Burke Lowry. Who are some other guys we need to keep an eye on?
Up front, it all starts, obviously, Danny Larkin, 3-year, going into a 3-year starter. Ernie Alcaro, 3-year starter. 2 guys that have seems like have been here forever just because they've been a staple up front. They're big, strong kids that work their butt off. Danny Larkin is a 2-time captain for us. He was voted as a junior as well. And then, the athletes, we got Brandon Juju Clark, number 22 on the outside. He was captain as well last year as a junior, and then voted again as a senior returning. Pat Canfield, the list kind of goes on. Brady Weir, these guys, most of those guys start both ways for us, and it's exciting to have the depth back and the experience back with these guys.
Your linebacking core, Coach, is what really stood out to me. The speed that Mason Woodworth has, the fastest kid on your team with a 4.6 40 playing outside linebacker. Tell us about him.
Yeah, Mason, his season actually got cut short last year. He first played the second half versus Columbia week 2 last year, actually. He breaks an 85-yard touchdown run. A few plays later, we're back on offense. Just a normal routine play. He just fell on his shoulder in that kind of perfect way and broke his collarbone. So we didn't have Mason as a sophomore for very long last year. But, he's a fast kid. Instinctually, he just flies around. And, on that outside linebacker, whether we're bringing him or he's got to drop back into pass coverage, he covers a lot of ground very quickly and is, one of our features on the defensive side.
Going back to the offense, one of the weapons last week who had a big game for you, had some nice yardage, was receiver Junior Bieto. Tell us about him and what he brings offensively to the team.
Yeah, JR hasn't played since his freshman year, and obviously he's a senior now. He's one of our strongest kids on the team. He can squat and deadlift the weight room, and he's just an unbelievable athlete. We were really happy to get him back out this year, and it's very hard to tackle him. And if you watch the film from last week, it takes 2 or 3, sometimes more kids to bring him down. And, he runs good routes. He catches the ball out in front of him with his hands. But what makes JR is when he gets the ball, it takes a lot to bring him down. So I'm looking for another big game from him against Columbia, and just overall is really coming into himself, getting back in the swing of things, being on the football field.
I seen JR last year on the hardwood, Coach, and he's quite the hooper. But you mentioned squatting 465 pounds, and this is a kid who weighs just 185.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible watching it too, because it's perfect form. And it's just every time you think you're like, oh, he's going to struggle with this weight, it goes down, he gets below 90, and it flies up, and it at times you just have to laugh because it doesn't really make sense. But he squats 465. He's over 500 in deadlift, and it's pretty incredible the type of athlete he is. Just overall, like you said, on the basketball court, now on the football field, it's showing as well.
What do you think the strengths of your team will be in this year?
Our strength, obviously, defensively is, I think, our overall speed. We might not be the largest team at linebacker core, but these guys are fast. Like I said, most of them started last year as either sophomores or juniors. So overall, on the defensive side, I think we have some pretty good speed over there, and a little bit of depth this year up front, which is nice, where we can kind of rotate guys on that defensive line, where in years past we haven't been able to do that. Try to keep guys fresh. And then offensively, just running our base stuff. We've done it now for 3 years with Burke, and I think the strength there is just knowing where to be and when we're supposed to be there with our timing and our rhythm and everything on offense. I think will be a strength for us this year.
As we get ready for kickoff, Coach, what are some keys to victory against the Columbia Raiders?
Columbia, they're a little bit different offensively than they have been in the past, going true flex bone triple. They like to, bring that big tight end down. They'll also flex them out. So obviously with the triple option, which we run kind of a version of it as well, is you got to be disciplined. You can't chase the eye candy. You got to make sure someone's got the dive back, the quarterback, and the pitch man every single play. So the main key defensively is to stop the run, do your 111, take care of what you need to do, and then fly to the ball. And then offensively, we got to prevent turnovers. We can't turn the ball over like we did last week, because turning the ball over is not a good recipe for winning games. So do our 111th on defense and prevent turnovers offensively, and we'll see where the game goes.
How do you get Brady Ware involved in the game, in the running game, Coach?
Yeah, that was a big point of emphasis, breaking down film in the office with the coaches. We got to get that running game going with Brady and Vinny. They both played. They both played a ton at our B-back last year. So just going back to the basics, making sure that we're getting our steps down, making sure we're flat back on the offensive line, eyes up, to make sure that, we're seeing any blitzers. We had some issues with some line stunts last week. So really just getting back to the basics, trusting our steps, and trusting that the guy next to us is going to do his job. And if we take care of that, hopefully we can get the run game back going.
Coach, thanks so much for giving us time before the game. Good luck tonight, and we look forward to talking to you during the regular season.
I appreciate it, guys. Go Warriors.
That's Fairview Warriors head coach Sean Rance joining us in the Buckeye Community Bank Coach's Corner. When we come back, we'll talk to the head coach of the Columbia Raiders. You're watching the Lorain County Sports Network on YouTube. back in the Coach's Corner, presented by Buckeye Community Bank. Tonight's matchup features the Fairview Warriors and the Columbia Raiders. We're now going to talk to the new head coach of the Columbia Raiders, Mike Rice, joining us before we get things kicked off. Coach Rice, how you doing tonight? You ready to get week 2 underway?
Absolutely. Excited about it. And, guys have had a good week of practice, and we're ready to roll.
So let's talk about last week. You guys are coming off a victory. Tell us about some of the things that you saw that were positive.
Well, I thought we responded to some adversity early on pretty well. Our defense did a nice job. We gave them some short fields on a turnover. They did a nice job responding to that, holding to a field goal. They had a long drive, Independence did, that our defense again held in a bend but don't break, held them to another field goal. So handling adversity, and then coming in at halftime, it wasn't where we wanted it to be. Guys responded at halftime, stayed the course, and came out in the second half and really took control.
What do you think was the momentum swing in that second half to really put your team over the top?
I guess if I had to pick something, it's that opening drive. Just we got the ball to start the half and marched it right down and scored, which just kind of put us back to where we wanted to be, feeling comfortable with the lead. Got a stop on that next possession, and that kind of led to a bit of a snowball from there.
You guys were supposed to be on the road week 1, and it turned out that you guys ended up getting a home game. What were the circumstances to that, and how did it feel to get an extra home game?
Well, it's always good to have an extra home game and be in front of your hometown and such a great community. But that we had heard was a possibility, a little while ago, and then Monday we found out it was a for sure thing. Independence is getting new bleachers and a new press box, and it just wasn't quite ready yet.
So tell us about this year's Columbia Raiders. It's a new look team. Let's start with the offense. Who are some guys that are returning? We know the quarterback, Gage Morona, is going to be leading you. Who's he going to be passing to? Who's he going to be handing the ball off to?
Yeah, so up front we've got some returners in Chase Vogue at tackle and Nate Chapman, who didn't play a ton last year because of an injury, but he played all 14 games for us as a sophomore, and so he's back in there. And Dan Marino is also a tackle. He got some playing time, significant playing time last year. So up front, we have some guys back. And as far as running the ball, we've got a good core group of running backs. Starting with Jose Rivera and Logan Mangy, and Gage will get some carries as well as Ambrose Beach.
So tell us about this new offense, this triple option you guys are installing here. You have a background in it. Tell us about it.
Yeah, I mean, it's something I ran back in some of my offensive coaching days a while back, and it's an offense I believe in that gives us an advantage. I think it fits our personnel well and this community well. We traditionally have a lot of good running backs here and tough guys up front. And I think it fits us well.
You have been the defensive coordinator the last few years here at Columbia. Now you're the head coach. Let's take a look at that defensive side of the ball. What's the philosophy, and who are some of the standouts?
Well, the philosophy is be tough, fly around, fly to the football, and cause havoc. And I thought our guys did a really nice job of that. Gage Maruna is another guy that's leading us on the defensive side of the ball as well at inside linebacker. Our front with Justin Smith, a returning all-state defensive end for us, is another guy. Chase Vogue up front is another guy that does a great job. And then Grant Johnson on the back end is a returning all-conference and all-county player for us. And then Logan Mangy's doing a great job back there as well.
There's always a Mangy in the Columbia lineup.
Always.
What do you think the team's identity is going to be this season?
Well, it's early. I mean, I know we're going to try and run the football, obviously, and play great defense and just be tough. Come out, set the tone of the game, hopefully, and be able to respond to any adversity thrown our way.
Tonight's matchup features the Fairview Warriors. What do you know about them? They just switched conferences, now in the CVC, but they used to be in the Patriot League back in the day with Columbia. What do you know about the Warriors?
Yeah, they're different than when they were back in the Patriot. new coach from those days. But we played them last year, and they're similar to last year in that they like to spread you out. They got a really good quarterback that can sling it, and some wide receivers that are very talented, and so that's the threat they pose, is spreading you out and getting you, creating space in the defense and trying to hit the voids of that.
They gave up 4 touchdowns last week on the ground to Clearview. Do you expect the run game to be heavy this week?
Well, we're going to have to wait and see how things go and kind of monitor that as we go, see how they're aligning to us, and obviously make adjustments as needed. That's obviously we coaches will see what's going on, see what Fairview's bringing, and go from there.
How's the health heading into tonight's matchup? I know it was week 1 and the jitters are out of the way. How's everybody's health?
Great. Yeah, we're full strength. We're ready to roll.
How do you feel picking up the first victory last week? Is it a big relief off of your shoulders?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It's nice to come out and get a win, especially being my first game as the head coach. And no doubt it was a long time coming, in the sense that you're in the weight room all winter, you're in the weight room all spring, you're grinding in the summer in the heat. So it's nice to come out against another team for that to finally be there, and to get a win is bonus. So.
Coach, thanks for giving us some time in the pregame. Good luck tonight. We hope to talk to you in the regular season.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Head coach of the Columbia Raiders, Mike Rice, giving us some time in the Coach's Corner, presented by Buckeye Community Bank. Today and tomorrow, your partners for growth. When we come back, it's time to kick things off. It's week 2 on YouTube, the Lorain County Sports Network, coming up next. We are live from Columbia High School as it's week 2 of Lorain County's Friday Night Lights. Our Lorain County Sports Network game of the week features Fairview at 0-1, traveling into town to take on the Columbia Raiders, who are 1-0. Welcome in to the pregame show, sponsored by Stewart's TV and Appliance. Shop smart, shop local, shop Stewart's TV and Appliance. Dave Rivera, Jared Viancourt here with you as we are up top in the broadcast booth, brought to you by Lang Optical. See the difference, as it is a beautiful view here at Columbia High School. Jared, it's sunny out, beautiful night for some Friday Night Lights, a little hot too.
Yeah, a little hot indeed, Dave. 84 feels like 89 here at game time. It was a little bit hotter earlier in the day. Glad it will cool down for the second week of Friday Night Lights, and we should have an exciting one here tonight.
You just got done hearing from the coaches in the Coach's Corner, presented by Buckeye Community Bank. Today and tomorrow, your partner for growth, as they talked a little bit about some of the keys to the game. And Columbia, they have a new look as new head coach Mike Rice takes over at the helm for Jason Ward and implements a new offensive running attack. You're going to see the triple option here tonight, folks, and it's going to be a fun and interesting one. On the other side for Fairview, they like to spread the ball around a lot, and they're led by their quarterback, Burke Lowry, who is a 3-year starter, and he's only a junior.
Yeah, Burke Lowry doing great things for Fairview. Unfortunately, not able to get on the scoreboard last week against Clearview, getting shut out. So they're going to have to work on getting their offense rolling here against a tough Columbia team. As for Columbia, they had 6 rushing touchdowns last week against Independence, led by Jose Rivera and Jimmy Stofe, each with 2 touchdowns. So Fairview has to keep the run game to a minimum, and they have to score if they want any chance of beating the Raiders here tonight.
So let's take a look at both of the teams for week 1. As far as Fairview goes, they were on the road for the second week in a row. They lost 34-0 to Clearview. And right now we're going to pause for the national anthem performed by the Columbia High School. Beautiful rendition of the national anthem, and it's all brought to you by Lorain County Prosecutor J.D. Tomlinson. Stay safe, Lorain County. Talking about both the teams last week, Fairview was on the road. They lost at Clearview 34-0 as they were shut out offensively and had a hard time stopping the run from the Clippers. And on the other side for Columbia, well, they played Independence here at home. It was supposed to be an away game, but Independence is getting some new bleachers, so they made the call, and that's a great call when you get, hey, we want to come play at your place. Okay, sure.
Especially the first week of the season, the hype and preparation you've done all summer, and it's a better thing for your fans and your school as well.
Columbia wins 41-20. It was close early in that first half, but Coach Mike Rice said at the half he had a talk with them, and they came out more aggressive in the second half, and he mentioned it was the opening drive of that third quarter where they went down there and scored that really turned the tide. So we'll see what happens here tonight as Columbia 1-0 and Fairview is 0-1. Fairview taking on 3 straight LC8 teams to start this regular season, as next week they will be at Brookside. Oh, they'll be hosting Brookside. It'll be their home opener finally, as they've had their first 2 games on the road. Columbia next week will be taking on Northwestern as they'll hit the road for the first time this season. As far as the injuries go, Jared, we talked to the coaches. They both said everybody was pretty injury-free.
Yeah, that's good to see. Both teams are healthy. Both are ready to go, especially early in the season. You don't want to see any early injuries. I know I've seen a few of that, not only from high school, but for college football already, because college football is starting.
Yeah.
So you want to stay as healthy as possible and just continue to improve not only as a football player, but with your team throughout the season.
Beautiful field conditions here at Columbia High School. Grass is cut nice and short. Field is painted very good, so we'll be able to give you the yardage as accurately as we can. Your weather and field conditions are brought to you by Lorain County Clerk of Courts Tom Orlando, a proud sponsor of high school athletics. Fairview won the toss but deferred, so Columbia is going to get the ball to start things off. Our coin toss is brought to you by Lorain County Visitors Bureau, celebrating 200 years together, Lorain County, as the team captains that went out there for both of the teams. For Fairview first, Pat Canfield, Brady Weir, Burke Lowry, Brandon Clark, and Danny Larkin are your captains for Fairview, and your captains for Columbia, Gage Maruna, Grant Johnson, and Nathan Chapman. Our team captains are brought to you by Jamie's Carpet Shop, shopping made simple. As the referee crew huddled up and getting the lineup cards all together. How are you, sir? As Dan Durante making his entrance into the press box. Had some good food up here already to start the game, as we're going to get fat this season, Jared. I was telling my wife, I was like, man, I ate good that week 1. Come up here, there's cookies, pizza, and then we got to rate the dog. And
yes.
They said they're going to bring some hamburgers up here, too, for us. I'm like, oh boy.
Oh, boy. I
might need to walk home, bro.
Right. I can't have all of that, but I do rate the dog. Other than that, I just wait till I get home.
So
too many calories.
Our referee crew, as they are huddled up and ready to go, they are brought to you by Justin Miller, Esquire, serving all your legal needs with 2 different locations, one in Elyria, one in Medina. He makes it easy for you. So let's take a look at the starting lineups first for the Fairview defense, as they will be on the defensive side first. Your defensive end is going to be number 56, O'Neill. Your nose tackle is going to be number 74, and Ernie Alcaro is his name. O'Neill's first name is Danny O'Neill. And the other defensive end is going to be Danny Larkin. They run a 3-4 defense. Their 4 linebackers are number 5, Mason Woodruff. He's an outside linebacker. Number 3, Brady Weir. Number 34, Vinny Rizzo. And the other outside linebacker is Brandon Juju Clark, who is one of the captains that we just got done mentioning. And then the backfield for the Warriors is going to be Will Allen at cornerback, number 12. Free safety, Savon Harris, number 11. Pat Canfield, number 2. And Cal Reese is your other cornerback. We'll get you the offense
for Columbia here shortly. The kick is up and good, and it's going to be fielded by the Columbia, and it's a big hit there by Fairview. That's going to be LaMarcus Clark making the tackle.
And Carter Dooley on the return there, able to get good starting field position for Columbia. Also had a big interception last week against Independence on the defensive side. So we'll see how quarterback Gabe Maruno does in this opening drive.
So let's take a look at the starting lineup for Columbia. Dan Marino at the left tackle, Mason Goodman at left guard, Alex Andrews at center, Nathan Chapman at right guard, and Chase Vogue at right tackle. As we're going to get our first glance at this triple option here, Gage Maruna under center. Man in motion, it goes to the up back. Going to pick up a few yards there. They started things off on the 20-yard line. Looks like they're going to pick up 3 yards.
Expect a lot of carries and a lot of gives to Jose Rivera. Last week against Independence had 16 carries for 165 yards, averaging 10.3 yards a carry. Also had 2 touchdowns. So expect him to be the #1 guy in this high running offense for Columbia Station today.
So the receiver, Ram Patel, number 17, Gage Maruna is your quarterback. Running back, Jose Rivera, who just had the ball. And now the pitch is going to go to Logan Mangy on the right-hand side. He's tackled by a host of Fairview Warriors, led by Ernie Alcaro, number 74. So they're giving Mangy just 1 yard on that run. Looked like he picked up a few more. 10:47 to go here in this first quarter. It's Columbia's first possession. Your other running back is going to be Xavier Hendon to go along with Ambrose Beach and Justin Smith at tight end. That's your starting lineup for the Columbia Raiders. Pitch goes to Mangy to the other side. Now he's got some room. Mangy breaking it, and it might have a face mask at the end of it. I don't know if anybody's seen it. Doesn't look like it, but Mangy with a nice run there.
And a beautiful block on that left side by number 11, Andrew Sorensen, and able to clear the path for Mangy and the first down for the Raiders.
So that's a run of 15 there, partner. So they did the same play back-to-back, just the different sides.
And it should be 15 plus 15. That was a clear face mask. Fairview got away with one there.
Gage Maruna under center. Motion man's Mangy. Up back, Rivera spins, breaks a tackle, and maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. He's brought down by big number 59, Danny Larkin, at defensive end.
And a great spin move there by Rivera, just not able to get much after that.
Just a gain of 1 there, Jared. Brings up a 2nd and 9.
And we'll see how many times Gage Maruna throws it tonight. He only threw it 4 times last week against Independence, went 2 for 4 for 46 yards. So we'll see how much he actually uses his throwing arm here today. And
this snap right here. Broken play by Gage Maruna. He's going to turn it up and pick up something out of nothing. It's brought to you by Janasco Insurance, the protection you need, the service you deserve. So they're going to give Maruna a gain of 3 yards there. 3-yard run there by Maruna. It's 3rd and 6 here for Columbia. And your starting lineup's brought to you by Vance Auto Repair and Tire Pros, your trusted local auto repair and tire shop. Columbia moving the ball real good here in this first possession and eating some time off the clock. Drop back pass to Mangy. He's out in the flats. He's open. He makes a man miss. He stays on his feet, and he picks up a nice gain there.
And what a great play-action pass by Maruna. Mangy wide open on that left side. Full steam ahead on that left side and gets the first down.
So a gain of 20 on the pass there as Gage Maruna opening the offense up here. Gage is a 6'1", 190-pound senior. Didn't have to throw the ball much last week, only 2 for 4.
No, especially when you have Mangy in that backfield. A sophomore, dual threat, running back, wide receiver.
Maruna keeps it on the option, and he picks up a few. He's tackled by a whole gang of Warriors there. And Brady Weir is going to get credit for the tackle. A linebacker slash running back you're going to be seeing here for Fairview's offense. So pickup of 2 there for Maruna. Brings up a 2nd and 8 with 7:30 to go and running.
Yeah, expect a high pace, high running offense by both these teams today.
Snap. Nice play there as the double reverse. It's going to go to Andrew Sorensen. Sorensen's going to pick up 6 on that run.
And Sorensen also a youngin, 5'7", 145 pounds. Also gets some carries here in this high-powered Columbia offense.
Yeah, junior.
And expect freshman Xavier Hendon to get some carries here tonight as well. He had 6 carries for 67 yards and 1 touchdown last week against Independence.
Maruna, handoff up the middle to Rivera. No, he keeps it. Nice play fake there by Gage Maruna, as you're going to see a lot of that. He took it right out of the belly of Rivera as he got swallowed up, and Maruna picks up some good yardage there. It is a gain of 8 yards. 8-yard run there by Gage Maruna.
And a great play fake, fooling the defense, thinking Rivera had the ball there and able to go out to that right side and move the chains.
This is the 10th play of the drive, partner.
Expect a lot of runs today and a lot of short plays.
1st and 10 from the 22 for Columbia as they are moving the ball efficiently down the field. Fairview doesn't have an answer so far for this triple option. Maruna rolls, throws, pass is incomplete. As it was intended for tight end Justin Smith.
And that was a good job by Maruna, pitching it one way and going the other, but not on target, just a little to the right, and incompletion there.
So the incompletion brings up a 2nd and 10 now for Columbia.
I would expect as the season goes on for Columbia for Maruna to throw the ball more. He's already thrown it twice in this first drive.
Missed handoff there on the reverse, but Gage Maruna falls on it. Going to lose some yardage there.
I was supposed to go to Mangy, but not able to have a smooth handoff and almost a costly turnover for the Raiders.
So loss of 3 on that missed handoff there. Now it's 3rd and 13. Let's see what the Raiders are going to do. Maybe look for Mangy out of the flats here. As you heard the other Mangy, Owen Mangy, a few years ago. This is the younger brother, Logan Mangy. Maruna drops back. Pop pass for Smith is incomplete over his head. That's going to bring up 4th down.
And he forced that ball. Maruna throwing it into triple coverage. Not a smart move there. He had that left side for a better opportunity to complete the pass, but not able to get it. Grant Johnson over there on that left side lined up on the slot on that play.
And Coach Rice is going to go for it here in his own territory. Keep the Warriors backed up if they don't get it here. So it's kind of a win-win here. They're going to spread it out a little bit now with 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Maruna drops back, screen is set up, and makes one man miss, and he stumbles on his feet and picks up a few. That's Carter Dooley.
And Vinny Rizzo with the saving tackle there on that drive. The junior linebacker and running back, 6 foot, 180 pounds, saved that drive, and nothing for the Raiders on their first possession of the game.
So they give him a 5-yard pass play. And it's going to be a turnover on downs. And now you're going to get to see the Warriors offense for the first time, as there goes Weir with a nice run on the right side. Brady Weir. It's going to be a 6-yard gain there for Weir.
This Warriors have a star receiver in J.R. Beato, had 8 receptions for 118 yards last week against Clairview. Expect him to be the #1 target.
And the second down play is incomplete. As it goes incomplete there, brings up a 3rd down.
Just trying to look for number 22, Brandon Juju Clark on that left side, not able to complete it. Short third down coming up here for the Warriors.
3rd and 4 with 4.5 to go here in this first quarter. Burke, the handoff. Weir up the middle and picks up a few, not much, maybe back to the line of scrimmage. So no gain on the run there by Weir. It's going to bring up 4th and 4 from the 26.
Now I'll bring the Warriors punt team. I know, it looks like they're going to go for it.
I don't think you're going to see many teams punting it so far in this game.
Unless Lowry is doing dual threats. They don't have a punter listed on their roster, so it looks like the quarterback, Lowry, is the punter.
Lowry is going to be kicking it away. Snap is high, but Lowry's tall and handles it. Kick is away, and Mengi's going to fair catch it at the 38-yard line.
Lowry had to use all that 6'3" to corral that snap.
So Columbia's going to get the ball at good field position starting at their own 38. Had a nice 12-play drive there in that first possession. Came up scoreless as they went for it on 4th down. But you're going to see a healthy dose of the triple option. Jose Rivera already. We haven't seen Staffy run it yet.
Well, no, we haven't seen Staffe, and I would also like to see their tight ends, Justin Smith and Ethan Plants. They didn't get a reception last week. Both seniors. Love to get some receptions here in game 2.
So Maruno looks like another broken play. He's going to scramble and goes the opposite way and loses yardage here. It looks like there may be loss of 1. Yep. Well, they're going to say he lost 3 yards there on that scramble.
Maruno was doing great to start, had 13 rushing yards, now has lost 3 yards on his last 2.
So there's the fake from Maruna to Rivera. It looks like another busted play there, Jared, and he's swallowed up by some Fairview defenders led by Pat Canfield, number 2.
Fairview saw the film. They prepped for this game as they do for every week and are really silencing Columbia's running game right now.
So it looks like they picked up 1 yard there from Maruna.
And if you're head coach Sean Rack, you really want a bounce-back game for your defense, giving up 34 points last week to Clairview.
Yeah, we talked to Sean Rance in the pregame and also on the field. Good guy, and said he's looking forward to another tough matchup. As the pass gets out to Mengi, and Mengi makes a few men miss, and he's going to be down at the 46-yard line. Let's see how many they give him. Gain of 8 on the pass play there for Logan Mengi. Gage Maruna's looked nice hitting a few passes to Mengi so far.
He's 3 for 5. He's already thrown it the most he has this year, and all to Mengi.
Sweet play. Here's Mengi again off the left side, and block wasn't sustained, and coming up off the corner was number 22, Brandon Juju Clark. Clark's a 5'10", 175-pound senior, and he's also a captain.
And Mike Rice rolling the dice here early so far on both drives, going for it on 4th down and not successful. 0 for 2 to start, and Fairview has great field position to start their second drive.
So that was a loss of 2 there on that run from Mangy, and it is going to be 4 and out for Columbia. Warriors going to start at their own 48. Let's see if Burke Lowry's going to start putting it in the air. He's got Weir behind him. He's got 2 receivers on his left, 1 to his right. Pass out in the flats goes to J.R. Beto, who had a big game against Clearview with over 100 yards receiving. And they're going to give Beto a 3-yard catch on that.
And expect Lowry to throw it a lot tonight. Last week against Clearview, he went 23 for 36 for 229 yards. So Columbia does a lot of rushing. Expect Fairview to do a lot of passing tonight.
Brings up a 2nd and 7 on the 45-yard line. We're already under a minute to go here in this first quarter. Both teams have had the ball twice, as this is Fairview's second possession. Lowry back, has all day. Finds Beto again. Beto breaks a tackle, now a few. And Beto squats 465 pounds, and you just seen it right there as he was breaking tackles with his legs.
So well done by Beto, able to break tackles, get rushes or yards after tackles, and muscle his way for a first down.
That's a gain of 10 there on the pass play. Brings up 1st and 10 from the 35. Lowry drops back, has all day again. Now he might run it. He does. He's got room on the left-hand side. Picks up a first down, makes a man miss, and gets out of bounds. As Burke Lowry showing you what he could do with his legs. We'll see how much he gets as he picks up 10 yards on the play. $13.
And that's what you need to win football games in tight situations, is a dual threat quarterback.
29 seconds to go. Clock is stopped. Handoff goes to Weir up the middle. And Weir's going to get a nice gain there on first down. Stop by Andrew Sorensen. Number 11 was on the stop there.
Weir had most of the carries last week, only had 4 carries for a yard. Expect him and Lowry to do most of the rushing here today for the Warriors.
2nd and 5 from the 17 after that 5-yard gain. And we have a touchdown there, as that's Mason Woodruff with the 17-yard touchdown run. "17-yard touchdown run, Mason Woodruff."
And that's the first touchdown this season for the Warriors, and they are starting out great here against Columbia.
5-yard scoring drive there. 5-play scoring drive for the Warriors. It started at their own 48-yard line. And looks like we have maybe an equipment issue. They're going to send one guy off and send somebody else on. I don't know if one guy wasn't strapped up is what it looks like. So Mason Woodruff, who is the fastest player on the team for Fairview, runs a 4.640.
Oh, wow, that's a lot faster than me.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that.
I could never break the 5s, brother. And I was always a skinny guy. I just didn't have the right form.
With 2 knee surgeries, running's not a thing anymore for me, so.
So the first score of the night goes to Fairview. And the extra point is up and good. I'm trying to see. We're going to take a quick break after that scoring drive. It's 7-0 in favor of Fairview. We'll be right back here on the Lorain County Sports Network on YouTube.
special accomplishment. Back in March, Michael Fry won the Division III Wrestling State Championship at 106 pounds. Title July 10, teenage coaches, we present again with the state championship ring. Get one of your refrigerator fans to give a loud Raider Nation ovation to the state champion, Michael Fry.
And we're back after that scoring play for Fairview. Gets them up 7-0. You're watching Lorain County Sports Network Game of the Week on YouTube, completely live and free. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow, as we'll be bringing you Lorain County football all year long. It was Mason Woodruff with that 17-yard touchdown run for Fairview. Puts them up 7-0. A little bit of a shocker here.
And Fairview getting their first score of the season at the right time against a really good Columbia team. And this is their second game against an LCA opponent. So really starting off on the better foot than last week against Fairview.
So this will be the third possession for Columbia.
And Maruna 3-5 to start out for 33 yards, but all those going to Logan Mengi. So you would love to see Maruna utilize his other receivers like the tight ends, Justin Smith and Ethan Plants.
Okay, so number 30 is the kicker, but I don't have him on our roster. We thought it was Danny Becker, 33, but that's not the case, as the ball is going to go out of bounds, which is a good thing, but it was touched by Columbia first, so they won't get the penalty. They're going to get it where it touched. Oh, no, there. I thought it touched them too. They had a better view than I did, so they threw the penalty flag. It looks like maybe Columbia is going to get some good field position to start.
And that's a break for Columbia.
Because I thought it touched them. That's one of the refs are having a conversation now and seeing. Yeah, they're picking up the flag. It did touch them. So they're going to start at the 20.
And kicker for the Warriors is sophomore Kyle Fargus.
Oh, Kyle Farkas. Number 30.
Yeah, that's head coach Sean Rank, if there was any others that were on the roster. And he's like, I think we're good. I think we're good.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line because it touched Columbia.
And for Columbia, obviously you would like the extra field position. But at the end of the day, you got to go back to what you know best and be able to respond off of Fairview's touchdown. The run game hasn't been good for the Raiders up to this point. Just 2 for 13 yards.
So let's see what they do here from the 11-yard line, as it's a handoff up the middle. And weaving and picking up a few yards is going to be Jimmy Staffy with his first carry of the night. I don't know if they're going to give him 1 yard on the run. 2nd and 9 now for the Raiders. Play clock under 10 seconds here for Columbia. They got to hurry. Maruna under center. That's a man in motion. That's Mengi. Pitch to him. He's got some room. And that's Staffy. That's Jimmy Staffy with the carry. And he's going to pick up 3 yards on the run. So Jimmy Staffy now with back-to-back carries for Columbia. Trying to see if maybe they get a spark from him here in this 4th possession for the Raiders.
And you're head coach Mike Rice here. You got to air it out. You got to get uncomfortable to be in comfortable situations to win football games.
Another miscommunication as Maruna runs into Rivera, and luckily they didn't fumble the ball, but they are going to lose some yardage there.
And Maruno and his running backs cannot get on the same page so far here early in the first half. Another blown play, and the Raiders are going to have to be forced to punt.
It's all the timing with the triple option. It's hard to run. It's the Raiders' first year.
And the Raiders are a mixture. They have 18 upperclassmen and 17 underclassmen, so they're a mixture of young and old.
Punt is up and away. It's a good one. And it takes a bad roll. As Fairview is going to start on their own 49 to start the second quarter. We'll take a quick break. You're listening and watching the Lorain County Sports Network Game of the Week right here on YouTube. Weir is the ball carrier. He's going to pick up a few yards there on that. Picks up loss of 1 there for Weir. As it's going to bring up a 2nd and 11 now. So nothing going for the Fairview run game so far. Lowry back, pass, completed to Clark. He's got some room, makes the man miss, and steps out of bounds. That's Brandon Juju Clark.
Clark's first reception of the game. 2 targets so far, just 1 catch for 5 yards. So far, Lowry 3 of 4.
It's a
7-3 yards.
7-yard pass play there, partner. Brings up a 3rd and 4 for Fairview. Very manageable 3rd down here. Clock stopped with 9:13 to go after Clark stepped out of bounds. Clark's the motion man, and we got movement up front. And the guy responsible is going to be big number 73, Nathan Chapman, senior. And that's going to give Fairview a free 5 yards.
We know just as well at any age level, can't have those costly penalties if you're at Columbia. Can't get impatient on that front line.
So 1st and 10 from the 39 now for the Warriors. Motion man is Canfield. Pass is complete to Clark. And Clark is going to be pushed out of bounds right about the 19-yard line. That's a 20-yard pass play right there, partner.
And Clark on this drive, 2 for 26. I think Lowry found his new target for this game.
Yeah, Juju Clark's been able to get open, and now you see him kind of pumping his teammates up out there as he's feeling it. And we're going to have our first time out of the game taken by Fairview. And we're going to take the timeout as well. Our timeout's brought to you by Lorain County Recorder Mike Duran, securing and organizing real estate documents. We'll be right back here on Lorain County Sports Network, Game of the Week. back here live at the Lorain County Sports Network Game of the Week. Fairview driving right now, looking to punch it in. They're in the red zone. It's the Russell Real Estate Red Zone, sponsored by Steve Lawson.
And they're looking to get a double possession lead. Completely different Fairview team so far from week 1.
1st and 10. Lowry in the shotgun, pistol set. Clark in motion. They're going to run an option, but he's not looking to pitch it as Lowry turns the corner and picks up a few. Let's see how many they give him there on that run on 1st down. Gain of 6 there on the run. Brings up a 2nd and 4 with 8:41 to go here in this second quarter of play. Make sure you stick around. It's our Health Markets halftime show coming up, sponsored by Jeff Allison in Amherst. And we have a penalty flag as we're going to have a false start on Fairview.
And I believe that was the captain, Danny Larkin, that moved too quickly.
So it's going to push them back 5 there.
And Fairview doing a good job of having Columbia guess here. Going back and forth with the run and play option, the run and pass option, excuse me.
They're doing a good job keeping them off balance on this possession. Lowry drops back. He's got a man coming right at him, eludes him, and now he's got room to run. Drops back, passes. It's caught by a Fairview offensive player. That is Will Allen. Will Allen's going to pick up a 1st down. So Will Allen with the reception there. Picked up 16 yards on that pass play. It's 1st and goal from the 3 now for the Warriors.
And that was a great job by Lowry to scramble out of the pocket, avoid the tackle by Mason Goodman, number 59 of Columbia, and able to extend that play and get the 1st down for the Warriors.
Lowry now under center for Fairview. Is going to send Clark out in motion. And Canfield goes in motion. Now he gets it. Canfield off the left-hand side. He's in the end zone for a 3-yard touchdown run. Pat Canfield.
For Canfield, that's his 1st carry of the day. And they'll take the 6 points in Fairview.
That was an 8-play drive there that started at their own 49-yard line.
And now Fairview 6 for 28 in the run game with 2 touchdowns here in the 1st half. One by Woodworth for 17 yards and Canfield there for 3.
So your kicker is Kyle Farkas, number 30. We did track down his name. Looked like some movement there for the Warriors. Should back them up 5. We do have a false start there.
And we've seen in the pros, especially, Dave, and in college, it doesn't matter if it's a gimme or not, if it's sunny or snowy. PATs are not gimmies anymore.
No.
I saw it last night between Colorado and North Dakota State, I believe it was. Had a chip shot for 25 yards and doinked it off the post.
As college football started week 0 last week, now this is actually week 1 this week. Buckeye is going to be taking on Akron. Did you see how much they paid them? $1.8 million to come to Columbus. Blocked, extra point there, and it's recovered by Columbia. So it's going to make the score 13-0 in favor of the Fairview Warriors. We'll take a quick break. You're listening to the Lorain County Sports Network here on YouTube. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Columbia High School as it's 13-0 in favor of the Fairview Warriors, who've done a good job keeping Columbia off balance. And now they were held scoreless in that first game to come back to score 2 straight touchdowns.
And I think Fairview is doing a good job. Not only are they passing the ball better, but I think Lowry is utilizing his receivers a lot more than Maruna. Lowry has used 3 different receivers in Beato, Allen, and Brandon Juju Clark.
Yeah.
As for Columbia, Maruna has only used Logan Menji, so want to be able to utilize your offense. You have a lot of weapons, especially tight ends for Columbia, Justin Smith and Ethan Plants. Both seniors haven't gotten a reception yet this season.
8 plays covering 51 yards, capped off by a 3-yard touchdown run by Brady Weir. And it's 13-0 with Fairview getting ready to kick things off to see if Columbia can answer, as it's pretty quiet here at Columbia right now. You got Mangy and Carter Dooley back there. Looks like that's Dooley. And that's a nice return there for Columbia. It is. See if they give him at the 41 or the 40.
That was a good job by Dooley to make that return nothing into something, and went off the hands on that swib kick by Ambrose Beach.
So they will start at their own 40-yard line here in the second quarter of play. We'll get you some scores from around Lorain County at the half as well, as there's 17 games going on featuring Lorain County teams. We'll give you all the scores for those. Make sure you tune in after the game for our post-game scoreboard show. They'll break down the game too, as we got our first catch by the big man. That's Justin Smith with a gain of 12 on that pass play.
And that's what I'm talking about right there, Dave. Utilize your receivers. Utilize the weapons you have. That's Justin Smith's first reception of the year, 6'6", 230. The senior is a big man, and you've got to utilize those big, powerful weapons.
So now they're in Fairview side of things on the 48. And if they can get that pop pass going from Justin Smith, that's going to be a nice weapon to add to the running game. Motion man. And pitch is late, but it's recovered there by Jimmy Stoffe. Unfortunately, Stoffe's going to get credit for losing all the yardage, but it really wasn't his fault.
And you could see Gage Maruna pat his chest saying, my bad, my bad. He didn't get the right play, and it cost his team a significant amount of yards.
So 5-yard loss on that run play. Second and 15 from the 47 with 6:36 to go here from Columbia. Raiders 1-0, Fairview 0-1, looking to get a win tonight. Nice pass there by Maruna, as Jimmy Stoffe's going to pick up a few there. He picks up 2 on the pass play.
And it doesn't have to be deep passes down the field. Sometimes the short, quick passes work. As long as they move the chains, that's all that matters.
Third and 12 here. Just on the 50-yard line of Fairview.
They better hurry. They got 5 seconds on the shot clock.
Yeah, the game clock is running down. Maruna gets it. What do we got, timeout? We do. We got a timeout called by Coach Mike Rice, and Columbia will take it as well. You're watching the Lorain County Sports Network here on YouTube. Our timeouts brought to you by Lorain County Recorder Mike Duran, securing and organizing real estate documents. Coach Mike Rice didn't want time to be running out. This is an important play here on third down.
And it seems like to me his team is confused and rushing, no pun intended for rushing the ball, but just rushing plays, not taking time to talk it over in the huddle and getting confused and second-guessing themselves.
Brings up a huge third down here. Let's see what they were able to draw up after that timeout.
Only 5:39 left here in the second quarter.
Maruno finds Mangi. Mangi makes two guys miss. He picks up some good yardage. And it's going to bring up a fourth down, but it's manageable now. As they picked up 8 there on the pass play from Mangi. 4th and 4 from the 42 with 5 minutes to go here in this second quarter of play.
And you already know Columbia is past half field. They're going to go for it here. 0 for 2 so far here to start this game on 4th down. And you would love to convert here, continue this drive.
Play clock's running down. I think Rice is going to take another timeout and talk about it. We'll take the timeout as well as you're watching the Lorain County Sports Network. When we come back, it's a big 4th down for the Raiders. Welcome back to Columbia High School. Big 4th down coming up. Coach Mike Rice takes a timeout. Jared, what do you think he's drawing up?
I think he's going to do a short, quick pass on the outside. I would look for a screen here. If I'm head coach Mike Rice, it seems like that's what's been working for them in the pass game here is the short, quick passes.
Getting in space as well. I think they've been trying to go up the middle with the run game, and it really hasn't been there.
Yeah, you got to expand the gridiron.
Fairview's been stout up front with 3-4 defense. So let's see what they do here on this 4th down. Gage Maruno is in the shotgun. Drops back, was looking over the middle. Nothing's there. He's going to run. Now he's got a receiver deep, and they're going to get a pass interference. Nice play there to draw the penalty.
And head coach for the Warriors.
Sean Rance is livid.
And that was a good block on that left side by left tackle Dan Marino, able to give the time that quarterback Gage Maruna needed to make that throw, and a costly penalty for the Warriors moves the Columbia Raiders in great position.
Yeah, on that 4th down, they pick up 15 on the pass interference.
And I believe that's the Warriors' second penalty of the night. They had the false start earlier, but I think that's only their second penalty of the night.
So puts the ball on the 27 there after the pass interference. Up the middle, handoff. Is that Rivera? Nope.
That is Hendon.
Yep, Xavier Hendon with the run.
His first carry of the night, the freshman. 5'8", 160.
Picks up 5 yards, number 5. So a fresh pair of legs in there for Columbia. He's going to get it again. Nothing doing as a host of Warriors are there, led by number 35, Alex Kusit. So a 2-yard run there from Hendon.
Hendon last week in week 1 against Independence had 6 carries for 67 yards, also had a touchdown, averaging 11.2 yards a rush.
Gage Maruna ordering out signals. He's under center, and he's got Mangi in motion. He's going to keep it himself, and he's dragging a few tacklers. Picks up a few yards. He's going to get the first down. So a 5-yard gain there for Gage Maruna.
That was a great job by Maruno, fighting his way, digging for that first down, and able to move the chains for his team.
3:18 and running on this second quarter clock. We're going to eat some Columbia concession stand food here, which I've heard is the best in Lorain County. They talked to us and said, we're going to send up a spread for you guys. So I'm excited. Maddie down in the concession stand said to come and talk to her, and we're almost at time. Man is in the end zone. He drops it. Oh, boy. Took his eyes off of it as he was anticipating the hit.
And Maruna had a bunch of time to get that to Sorensen, but didn't see him until the last second when he was thrown into that tight window, and unfortunately not able to rally it in. Excuse me, that is Jacob Ray Oost, if we've been pronouncing that right. His first target of the night.
Yeah, Jacob Roost, number 14, junior. As Columbia is in the red zone, it's the Russell Real Estate Red Zone, sponsored by Steve Lawson. If you're looking to buy or sell, give Steve Lawson a call. Broken play again. Gage Maruna looks for his running back. He's not there, so he turns and runs up. It's going to be a pickup of nothing. So no harm, no foul there on that play, as Maruna was able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
And if I'm Columbia here, I'm going back to that play on second down. You had the man wide open. I would go for it again here.
What are you talking about, a pass play?
Yeah, the pass play they had on that second down. I would go for it again. You had that man wide open. You just got to realize that he's open a little sooner, and they have an easy touchdown.
The incompletion of Sorensen.
Yeah.
Okay. Maruna under center, drops back. He is going to pass it. He's looking, scrambling, gets away from a few, and now he's going to cut it up. Breaks a tackle, and he is stopped there, brought down by Mason Woodruff. He was the first one to make contact there with Maruna. And another gain of nothing there for Maruna. Brings up a 4th and 10 here from the 15-yard line. So we got a cramp. That's our first one of the night, which it's pretty hot here today.
Well, it looked like Woodworth had a cramp, but also something was bothering him in the ankle area. So hopefully he's okay.
All right, we'll take a quick break as we have an injury timeout right now. We'll be back here on the Lorain County Sports Network on YouTube. Good sign there for Warrior fans as Mason Woodruff got up and is walking it off. It does look like a little bit of a rolled ankle there for number 5.
Nothing but a little duct tape can fix.
That's right.
Has that big 17-yard touchdown for them.
It's going to bring up a 4th and 10 from the 15 with 1:50 to go and counting as they wind the clock.
Look for Justin Smith and Jimmy Stofe on that left side.
Uh-oh, missed snap by Maruna. Picks it up and just falls on it. But it's gonna take him out of. It's gonna end that possession there.
And Fairview has great field position. They have 1:34 left, 2 timeouts. They have a significant amount of time here with the timeouts that they have to drive down this field and make it a 3-score game.
So Columbia had 3 runs in a row of 0 or negative yardage. 0, 0, and a 10-yard loss on that sack. So Fairview's going to start on their own 25 here with 1:34 to go before the half.
And Maruna, in his last 7 run attempts, he is at no gain or negative yardage in 6 of those attempts. Like you said, Dave, not doing good with the run game.
Burke Lowry drops back, rolling. He's got to do something with it. He's being chased by some Raiders. Now he cuts back, turns upfield. Pump fakes, is going to get past another Columbia Raider. Now he's got the sidelines wide open. Almost had an illegal block there, but it's going to be good yardage there for Fairview, as that was close. I was waiting for one of those old school crackbacks there, Jared. Oh, and now we got one. Let's see what we get, if it's a talking or if it's an actual infraction, as Sean Rance is livid.
It could be a sideline warning, maybe?
Well, it's definitely something that number 11 did, who is Savion Harris, a 6'1", 190-pound junior. Unsportsmanlike conduct, so something was said after the play. So that negates the play with a 15-yard penalty. It's going to back them up to the 10.
It's the second costly penalty for Fairview. You got to be able to control your emotions in an environment like this underneath the lights on Friday night lights.
So second and 16 from the 19-yard line with 1:20 to go, and that was a great run there from Burke Lowry, turning something into nothing. And now Lowry goes, lofts it up. He's got Beto, goes and gets it and converts on a big play. J.R. Beto.
And if you're Lowry, that was a dangerous pass. You're throwing across your body through the middle in double coverage, but Beto able to get the first down in the big play, and now they're past midfield and threatening.
Yeah, they're on the 37-yard line of Columbia now. That was a huge play there. Snap is low. Lowry. He's got Beto deep in the corner again. This one's underthrown, and it's intercepted by Jimmy Stoffey. Yes, actually, that is Carter Dooley with the interception, so that saves Columbia big time there with the interception.
But it looked like as Dooley was coming down, the ball came out, and to cover it was Brandon Juju Clark, and head coach Sean Rank wants to know if that was a fumble or he was down on contact. I believe the refs are going to rule it down on contact.
That was a 47-yard pass play, partner, we're going to give him credit for. So the interception by Carter Dooley gives Columbia the ball back with 51 seconds left here in the second quarter. That was huge because you didn't want to go down 21-0 at the half.
And they still have a significant amount of time. They got 51 seconds with one timeout. They can still score here.
We're going to have a timeout called by Fairview and head coach Sean Rance, as he wants to tell everybody, hey, let's get back and let's not give anything up. We'll take a timeout with them as well. It's Lorain County Sports Network Game of the Week. So Carter Dooley with the interception there for Columbia is going to give them the ball back, as that was huge, as Warriors were targeting J.R. Beto on that drive, and he had a huge 47-yard pass play right before that interception.
Carter Dooley, the 5'9", 145-pound junior, had an interception last week against Independence and now leads the team with that second one. Really has been a great defensive back here in the early going for the Raiders defense. And we'll see what the Raiders do here offensively. They have Johnson and Mengi on that left side. They got Justin Smith down to our right.
And Stofey's in the backfield with him. Screen set up to Stofey. He's got some room to run and some blockers in front. He's going to pick up a first down. No flags. We're good to go.
And they got to hustle.
.13-yard run there, or pass play, excuse me, for Jimmy Stoffey. And this one complete to the tight end over the middle. That's Smith. As Justin Smith picks up a huge gain there. It's a 13-yard pass play again. So back-to-back 13-yard pass plays. Maruna back, almost picked off. Lucky it was over the head as Will Allen had a 7 lined up.
That was intended for the tight end, Justin Smith, and threw that a little too quick there. Got a little too ahead of himself. He's still got 25 seconds. He's still got that timeout. So he's got to get a significant pass play here and get out of bounds and stop that clock.
2nd and 10, 25 seconds left to go here. Maruna is in the shotgun, gets the snap, back, Mangy in the flats. Mangy's going to get out of bounds and pick up some yardage there.
It's like they heard me, Dave.
So they're going to give him a gain of 8 there. 8-yard pass play from Logan Mangy. Sets it up 3rd and 2 from the 33 with 21 seconds to go. Almost could have had a delay or a false start, but they let it go. I think Gage Maruna rushed that throw and was over the intended receiver's head.
Yeah, that was intended for Jacob Roost. Just overthrew that a little bit. He had space, he had time, he had room to walk in for the touchdown. Just a little too much mustard on that. Just running straight 4 verticals there. And they got to be careful on this 4th down play here. 1 for 3 on the day.
4th and 2 from the 33 with 16 seconds left. Gage Maruna, your quarterback, gets the snap, drops back. He's going to run. He's going to get the first down. He's got to get down, and he does. They still have one more timeout left. So they didn't call a timeout. They got to spike it, and they do. So that was an 11-yard run there from Gage Maruna. And the incomplete pass gives them 6 seconds left. They'll be 2nd and 10 from the 22. So they'll have one shot from right about the red zone to get it in there, Jared.
And it should be noted that their kicker, Jack Washburn, the sophomore, hasn't had a field goal attempt this season. 5 for 6 last week on the PA attempts against Independence. So it'll be a significant distance for Washburn if they choose to kick it with the 6 seconds they have left.
Now you want to reset the game clock here. So Coach Rice is working the officials right now and pointing out his point. That's nice that the refs want to listen. Coach Rice was the defensive coordinator the last few years when Jason Ward was the coach. Now he stepped up into the head coaching position role. Got his first win last week.
And Rice is making his case, but I don't think he's going to be able to get more time on the clock.
All right, let's see what's happening here, because that's what Coach Rice is trying to get is more time added on the clock.
I saw 11 seconds, and then when they moved it to the 27-yard line, then they started waving their arm with the clock. So I don't know how much time significantly went off on the spike. You wouldn't certainly think 5 seconds for a spike. That's
what they're talking about right now is time on the clock, if they could put more on there.
I would think it would be 9 seconds. You figure it takes 2 seconds for a spike, 3 at most.
Yeah.
So I don't think 5 seconds went off the clock on the spike. Maruna didn't go back that far to spike it. As soon as he got in his hands, he threw that down to the ground. But I don't think Mike Rice is going to win this case today.
So let's see what they say. I don't think they're, and Sean Rance is on the field on the other side for Fairview, making sure they run the clock because he wants it to run down.
And they're going to put 9 seconds on the clock. So Mike Rice did
got
make his case.
Got 3 more seconds added on. Good job there from Coach Rice.
And that's
9 seconds.
That's what I thought. 9 seconds. It doesn't take 5 seconds to spike a football.
Yeah. So big play coming up, 2nd and 10. With 9 seconds left here for Columbia.
Still have a timeout.
Yeah, right before the half. Let's see if they're able to muster something up. So now the referees are giving an explanation to Sean Rance. That's what the holdup is right now, ladies and gentlemen. As we're patiently waiting to get the 2nd down play going. I'm getting hungry too. I'm ready to get some concession stand food and rate the dog. And
I'm looking forward to rate the dog too.
Mrs. Ward brought us some cookies. Shout out to Jason Ward's wife for bringing us some cookies as well. Here we go. Maruna drops back off the hands of the intended receiver. That's Stoffe. It's going to be 1 second off the clock.
Maruna so far in this first half, 9 for 15, 90 yards. Stoffe just 2 for 16. Had that big 13-yard gain earlier in the game.
Here we go, 3rd down. Tall receiver on the outside is Justin Smith, 6'6", maybe a fade route. Maruna drops back. He's getting pressure. He rolls out. He's going to turn it up and steps out of bounds with 3 seconds left.
And applying the pressure there was Ernie Aclaro, the 5'10", 220 senior. And with 3 seconds left, you got to think if you're Columbia, you either go for it all in the end zone or you try a very long field goal.
6-yard run there by Gage Maruna. 3 seconds left. It's 4th and 4. They can get a first down, and they do have one more timeout. So look for a pass play here.
It's got to be an out route very quickly, very quickly. Catch and throw.
Maruna drops. There's no time left on the clock. He's going to heave it into the end zone. And incomplete pass. Incomplete pass is the ruling, and that is how this first half will end in favor of the visiting Fairview Warriors. 13-0 is your score as they lead Columbia. Don't go anywhere. We'll rate the dog. We'll give you the scores. It's all coming up in the Health Markets halftime show brought to you by Jeff Allison in Amherst. If you're uninsured, what are you waiting for? Enrollment season is getting ready to start. Give Jeff Allison a call at Health Markets. He's going to be sponsoring our halftime show. We'll be right back here on YouTube. See you in about 5-10 minutes.
up 7-6 over Cloverleaf. Well, Avon Lake's getting killed. They're down 27-9.
We are back at the Health Markets halftime show sponsored by Jeff Allison in Amherst. Enrollment season is coming up. If you're unenrolled, I advise you to consider Jeff Allison from Health Markets Insurance Company in Amherst, a local guy looking to help local families here in Lorain County. Dave Rivera, Jared Viancourt back with you at Columbia as we are a little stunned right now. Fairview on top 13-0 after Fairview was shut out 34-0 last week against Clearview. Now it's the Raiders looking to get things going. As we're in the halftime show, we're going to go through some numbers. Courtesy of our friend Al Januzzi, CPA, it's all about the numbers. Jared, start with one of the teams, and let's break them all down.
Starting for the visiting Fairview Warriors, Fairview 8 for 47 in the rush game, highlighted by Mason Woodruff's 17-yard touchdown run, along with Pat Campfield's 3-yard touchdown run. For the receiving end, they are 6 for 102 yards. Leading the way is J.R. Beato with 3 receptions for 60 yards, and then Brandon Juju Clark with 2 receptions for 26 yards. Lowry throwing 6 for 8 for 102 yards with 1 interception. As for the Columbia Raiders, not able to get anything go on the running game, just 23 carries for 48 yards. And receiving, haven't been able to do that much either. 9 catches for 90 yards. Quarterback Gage Maruna, just 9 passes completed for 16 attempts for 90 yards.
So what stuck out to me is the Raiders had the ball 5 times, did not score on any possessions, 0 for 5. But Fairview they had the ball 4 times, and they were able to score 2 out of 4 times, so a little bit more effective for Fairview as they lead right now 13-0 as we're in the Health Markets halftime show presented by Jeff Allison in Amherst. And we'll give you some scores from around Lorain County because there are some games going on as well. Clearview looking good right now, 22-6 over Lakewood. We got a good one going on WOBL as Vermilion and Firelands are punching it out. It's 21-20 as they battle for the Stillman Cup. Cloverleaf leads a close one over Keystone, only 6-0. Wellington, another close one against Mapleton. They lead 9-0. Avon is on top of Canton McKinley, 14-7. Benedictine is all over Avon Lake right now, 27-6. Amherst and Buckeye are knotted up at 14, as well as Berea Mid-Park and Nardonia also tied at 14. North Olmsted and Midview are tied at 0. North Ridgeville's having their way with Valley Forge right now, 35-0. Olmsted Falls leads Brunswick 10-3. Elyria Catholic all over Mayfield right now, 26-0. And we're going to be covering the Lorain at Elyria game tomorrow starting at 12:30. You can listen to it live on WOBLradio.com, 107.7 FM, AM 1320, as we're going to bring you the backyard brawl as Lorain and Elyria battle it out over 100 years in the making. And it's going to be a good one starting at about 12:30 right on WOBL Radio. We got about 3 minutes to go here before we get things going. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll rate the hamburger, not so much the hot dog today, as we got hamburgers delivered to us as the concession stand here at Columbia doing a fantastic job. We're going to rate their hamburger, courtesy of our good friend Brian Victor of Howard Hanna. We'll be back here shortly. You're watching the Lorain County Sports Network Game of the Week, live from Columbia. Welcome back to the Health Markets halftime show presented by Jeff Allison of Health Markets Insurance. If you're uninsured, enroll today with Health Markets Insurance in Amherst. Let's rate the food we've had so far because I've been eating all game. We've got some cookies back here. We've got pizza back here. And then the concession stand just brought us up some hamburgers. Jared, I'll start. It was amazing. It was right off the grill, double patty, one thing I mentioned, it looked like a smash burger. Okay, so it was real thin, the patties. The bun was good. It was with cheese. We had dressed it with whatever condiment. I'm a mustard guy. I'm big on brown or spicy or even yellow. The burger was amazing. It was different. It switched it up. We were thinking we were getting a hot dog, but we got a hamburger instead. And I'll give it a solid 8 on the hamburger scale.
Oh, wow.
I
have a different opinion. I have a different opinion. I'll be honest. A hamburger, a cheeseburger, that is not enough mass for me to enjoy a burger. I need some onions. I need some peppers. I need some lettuce. I need some tomato. A cheeseburger or a hamburger is a side at this point. I'm a wrestler. I eat anything that has mass to it, anything that's edible. Don't get me wrong. This burger is edible and delicious, but I need more than just cheese.
So what are you giving it?
I give it a solid 6. I'm sorry, Columbia. I give it a solid 6.
And Duke, our producer, is going to give it a 7. Chop, cameraman, what do you got? He's going to go with a 6 as well, same as Jared. So we want to be gracious and thank you to Columbia for playing along and letting us rate their concession stand food, the hamburger. I enjoyed it. I thought it was different. I enjoyed the smash burger with cheese and hot, ready to go as we placed our order with Mandy down there at concession stand. She was nice enough to take care of us. So, yeah, as we rate the dog or hamburger, courtesy of our good friend at Brian Victor at Howard Hanna. Brian says enjoy the game as we got a good one going on here. As last week, it was a close one again with Columbia. Mike Rice brought him into the locker room, coached him up. They came out, won big. They got some work to do now, down 2 scores. What do you think, Jared?
I think Columbia, for starts, has to get their running game going. It seems like quarterback Gage Maruna is just running around in the backfield wildly, not knowing what to do with the ball. So he has to get on the same page, not only with his running backs but his receivers. And if you're Columbia as well, and defensively, you have to stop the run game. Fairview has had 2 big runs here that have resulted in touchdowns. So if you're Columbia, you need to do those 2 things to find success and come back and win this game.
So here's what I think. Columbia has been one-dimensional, and Fairview has been able to tee off on that run game. They've been able to shut it down completely. Whereas on the opposite side, Fairview's been more balanced, and they've kept Columbia not knowing what's coming next. And Columbia's best play has been when they've gotten Mangy out in open space on the wings and on the flats. But besides that, they haven't got anything running game going up the middle. Fairview is stout with that 3-4 defense, and those 3 defensive linemen, let me spotlight them for you real quick because they've been playing really well. O'Neal on the defensive end, Alcaro as the nose tackle, and then Larkin is at the other defensive end. Danny O'Neal, Danny Larkin, and Ernie Alcaro are the gentlemen's names for Fairview, who have been really stout on the run game up front. And Columbia's triple option hasn't gotten off the ground.
Yeah, they need to switch it up, and I think they need to get their receivers in the game more. We still haven't seen a pass complete to Grant Johnson or even Ram Patel in this game.
Yeah.
And we've seen Justin Smith finally get a few receptions, their tight end, but even the other tight end, Ethan Plants, still hasn't gotten a reception yet this whole season. So you want to get your offense involved, get everyone involved. And like you said, Dave, don't make it so one-dimensional.
As we're almost ready to get things kicked off here, as we're wrapping up our Health Markets halftime show presented by Jeff Allison, I remind you one last time, enrollment season for insurance is coming up. If you need somebody who cares and is a local guy, give Jeff Allison a call or look him up in Amherst. It's Health Markets Insurance in Amherst.
And Fairview's going to start with the ball here for this second half. They deferred the coin toss. They won it to start the game. So Fairview will get the ball, which is what Columbia doesn't want, but it is what it is. They're going to have a good defensive drive to start this game to build some momentum and get on the scoreboard.
So the second half kickoff is brought to you by Lorain County Community College. Kick off your future with LCCC. Washburn's going to be the guy to kick it off as it's finally dark. The lights are bright, and let's see what Fairview's able to do on this second half possession. Returner is Pat Canfield. Canfield puts his head down and gets it out to about the 25, 26-yard line to start off this third quarter.
It feels so weird to me for high school and college to still see the normal kickoff and now have to get used to the pros with their new kickoff rules. So I'm going to be going back and forth each day with different kickoffs. But Fairview has great field position to start out. We'll see what they can do here. Burke Lowry, 6 for 8 in the air, 102 yards. Does have that one interception.
As the crowd is getting loud here, trying to get Columbia in this game, especially defensively. They can get a nice turnover right here to start things off. They'll be looking good. Lowry gets it, hands it off. Nope, it's going to be pitched. That is Canfield, and he's got room to run.
And Canfield with a burst of speed there off that pitch on that left side and gets the first down for Fairview.
Pick up of 16 on the run. So that's not what you wanted if you're a Columbia fan on the first play, is to give up 16. Nice call and nice design there by Fairview.
And almost near midfield.
Fumble, and this time Canfield is canned, as that might be our collision of the game right there. Trying to see who that was. Was that Stoffi that made the tackle?
I believe it was Mensch. It's hard to see here
with
in Columbia.
Green letters.
With the green letters at dark.
No, that was excuse me. That was Logan Dooley. So I might have to put Logan Dooley down for the collision of the game. Lost 6 there on that play. Ooh, threaded the needle was Lowry. And I don't know how he got it in there, but Mason Woodward, or excuse me, that is LaMarcus Clark with the reception. Pickup of 27 yards there on the pass play to LaMarcus Clark. Brings up a new set of downs, and here we go with a run play up the middle. Weir's your ball carrier is going to pick up a few. Actually, it was a different guy. Vinny Rizzo got the carry there.
Rizzo's first carry of the game.
He picks up 3, but he comes up limping there. Vinny Rizzo, the middle linebacker on defense, and also does play some offense.
6 foot, 180 pounds, a junior for the Warriors.
Burke Lowry's your quarterback. Behind him is Brady Weir. And what do we got? Penalty flag, encroachment, defense, a free 5 yards.
And I believe that was on number 73, Nathan Chapman, the senior. I think he jumped a little too early there. 5'11", 280 pounds. And you can see Chapman with his hands on his hips beside himself, giving that extra 5 to Fairview.
Snap, Lowry, hand off to Weir off the left side. He's going to put his head down and pick up the first down. Let's see how many they give him. Look like 2 or 3. I'll give him 2 yards there. First and 10 from the 37, 9:33 to go on a running clock here. Live from Columbia, Dave Rivera, Jared Viancourt. It's week 2, and Fairview is marching on their first possession of the third quarter. Lowry, back, pumps, pulls it in. Now he's got room to run. He's being chased. He gets it away. He's got a receiver open, and it's off Clark's hands.
And that was a great job by Burke Lowry, extending the play, going through and dodging traffic. And it was a great throw to LaMarcus Clark, right in the hands, just not able to corral it.
Clark looked like he was looking before he started running or catching it. He was looking to run before he hauled it in, and we know you got to do one before you do the other.
And Lowry has done a great job today of throwing into tight coverage, threading the needle, whether that's double or triple coverage. He's been able to find his receiver and complete the pass.
He's a 3-year starter for the Warriors, just a junior. That was a bad toss, as we gave him a compliment. As Juju Clark was nowhere near the vicinity of that one. Let's see what the loss goes on that. That was a bad pitch from from Lowry to begin with.
That was not,
loss of 7.
He did not have enough oomph on that.
Now it's 3rd and 17. They're backed up. Lowry gets it. 3-step drop. Gets it out. That's Beto. JR with room to run and gives the forearm shiver just in case for extra measure. Beto has been a bright spot here tonight. You should see him on the hardwood, Jared. He's a baller.
I believe it. I believe he can do better than me in both sports, basketball and football. That was a 14-yard gain for Beto. He's four receptions for 74 yards so far here in this game.
Manageable 4th down, 4th and 3. Handoff up the middle. Weir looks stopped, and he is. Trying to fight for extra yardage. He might have got it on the second attempt.
I think he's just going to be marked short.
So he gets 2. He needed 3. It's going to be a turnover on downs for Weir there.
And that's a big stop for Columbia. They have great field position, and they got to really score here on this first offensive possession in the second half. They really want to have any sorts of comeback here.
So now here's Columbia's chance. They were able to hold defensively. Now they got to get something going on this side of the ball. They're going to start at their own 28-yard line and have some ground to cover here. The first snap of this half is brought to you by Janasco Insurance, the protection you need, the service you deserve. Gage Maruno looked like some confusion there, but it's going to turn to a big play here. Is that Rivera? Nope, that's Stoffi. As Jimmy Stoffi with the big run.
That was actually Xavier Hendon.
Was that Hendon?
Yeah, Xavier Hendon with the big run there.
It's so hard to see these numbers in green.
And Hendon had a good block on that left side. He decided to cut in instead of going to the outside. I think he would have had more space and more probability of scoring there if he would have cut to that outside.
19-yard run there on that first down play. Gage Maruno, option, pulls it out. Now hits that corner and gets another positive gain there. Gage Maruno picks up 8 there on the quarterback keeper.
And at the half, Gage Maruno was just 12 carries for 19 yards. He's looking to have a better second half here in the run game.
Got to get something going here. This is the Raiders' first possession of the second half. And they're driving now in Warrior territory. Pass. That's Mengi out in the flats. And he's not going to be able to make the man miss. That was Savion Harris with the tackle. So I think that was Sorenstam. They're saying, I thought it was Mengi.
Both ones in
right.
green numbers.
And pickup of 7 there on third down. Third and 2 for Columbia. Maroona under center. Motion man's Mengi. It goes to the opposite wing. Is that Jimmy Stoffi? Yep, looks like Stoffi there with the carry, number 3. Stoffi is a junior, 5'10", 160 pounds. First down there for Columbia. As we have a good one going on WOBL, Vermilion, and Firelands battling for the Steelman Cup. Shoreman losing right now to Benedictine on our other stream on YouTube. Handoff here. Yeah, Stoffe again. Stoffe's starting to pick up some momentum. A 7-yard run there. A gain of 9, I'm sorry.
And Stoffe just having a burst of speed through that middle and able to get the second and short here for his team.
They're almost in the red zone right now at the 27-yard line, threatening. 5:25 to go, and we're going to get a timeout called by Mike Rice as something was not the way it's supposed to be. We'll take the timeout with them as well. You're watching Lorain County Sports Network live on YouTube. And we are live from Columbia High School as the Raiders are driving right now here in their first possession of the second half, trailing 13-0. Dave Rivera, Jared Viancourt with you, as a little bit of confusion there, and Coach Rice wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, I saw on the slot there that Jacob Roost wanted to call a timeout, and Gage Maruna was a little bit confused in that play. So. Costly timeout at the beginning of this second half. I'm going to try to save all those timeouts near the end of the fourth quarter with short time. I had to burn one there to not force a 5-yard penalty. 2nd and
1 now for the Raiders. Motion man is Stoffe. He gets it off the right side, picks up the first down. He's tackled by LaMarcus Clark. So picked up 2 yards there for Stoffe.
And Stoffe just has a burst of speed as soon as he gets that handoff from Maruna, cutting back in and out and really able to get the chains moving for Columbia on this drive.
Columbia has dominated time of possession here in this game. This is their 6th possession.
Because they've done a lot more running plays and they've done a lot more short plays than Fairview here tonight.
Handoff up the middle. That's Stoffe again. It's been a heavy dose of him. Or it could be Xavier Hendon as well as a freshman. He's spelling them. 5'8", 160 pounds. It's hard to tell up here. We're in the Lang Optical broadcast booth where you can see the difference, but the green numbers
green
on the black jerseys
does not work well. All jersey colors all jersey numbers, unless it's a white jersey, should be white, because not only us but other people who are taking stats, the PA announcer, the coaches up here in the booth cannot see the numbers.
So I apologize, Xavier Hendon, if I keep saying you're Jimmy Stoffe. It's because I can't see it from up here. The 3 and 5 are blended in. Here we go. And pitch off the left-hand side. That is Stoffe. Pickup of 8 on that run by Stoffe.
Stoffe, 8 carries for 24 yards today, averaging 3 yards a carry. Doing a nice job for this run game for the Raiders here in the second half.
Columbia breaks into the Russell Real Estate Red Zone, sponsored by local agent Steve Lawson. Handoff up the middle. Hendon breaks free. He's fighting for more yardage. Nice job there by Hendon.
This kid's special. This kid is only a freshman, and the speed from Xavier Hendon is just remarkable.
Who's down? As we got a Columbia Raider down, we're going to take a injury time out to see if we can get this figured out. Don't go anywhere. You're watching a good one as Columbia is looking to score. It's 13-0 in favor of Fairview right here on YouTube. So nothing serious, just a cramp as they're stretching out one of the Columbia Raiders. As it is hot down here. It rained earlier, depending on
some parts,
depending on where you're at in Lorain County. I live in Lorain. It did rain there about 3 o'clock, but it just made it hotter. And heat is definitely a factor here today as kids are starting to cramp up. Got to make sure you stay hydrated, young men.
And you don't expect, especially in Ohio, for Labor Day weekend for it to rain. And the fact that it rained today, it's going to rain a little bit tomorrow, does not please for the holiday weekend.
I think that's Logan Dooley that is the one that was being attended to. Or Carter Dooley, excuse me. So Carter looks fine. Now the handoff goes off the left-hand side. And Jimmy Stoffe is going to be your workhorse. It's been him and Hendon right now on this drive. It's a first down as he picks up 3.
And we expected a lot of Jose Rivera tonight, but he's only gotten 2 carries for 3 yards, so hasn't really done that much in the run game.
Because Rivera is your up man, and it's been the 2 wings that have had success on the outside, because the defensive front for Fairview has clogged the middle up, but it's left the outside open. There's Rivera. Nope, Maruna's going to keep it, and he scores. 3-yard touchdown run. Gage Maruna gets the Raiders on the board. And we got a whole new ball game here, ladies and gentlemen, with 2:43 to go in the third quarter. Columbia gets on the board and strikes first in this second half.
And that's the drive that Columbia needed to get on the scoreboard, build momentum, try to tie this game back up with your next possession if you hold Fairview. And it looks like so far in the early going that Columbia might be a second half team, Dave.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Mistakes mentally have cut down here in the second half compared to the first. If we have an encroachment call on Fairview, so it's going to get closer by 5 yards.
And we'll see if Mike Rice elects to go for 2.
I think he's talking about it. He definitely was talking to one of his assistants.
And it looks like they'll re-kick it.
Washburn is your kicker for the Raiders.
Washburn 5 for 6 last week in extra point attempts against Independence.
Kick is up and good. As you heard the roar from the crowd. Don't look now, ladies and gentlemen. Columbia has cut into this lead. It's 13-7 now in favor of Fairview. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll get the kickoff going for the Warriors. You're watching the Lorain County Sports Network live on YouTube. So Columbia marches down. 11-play drive there for the Raiders. Ends on a 3-yard touchdown run by quarterback Gage Maruna. And now it's 13-7 here with momentum in the favor of the Raiders.
The Raiders got to get another defensive stop here. Already have 1 interception today by Carter Dooley.
Which was huge.
Towards the end of the second half when Fairview was driving down the field threatening to score.
And go up 21-0. That was a huge flip right there.
And it looks like they're going to kick it off from the 45. I'm not sure.
So they took the penalty on the kickoff and not on the extra point attempt. That's what Mike Rice was telling them. As we get ready for our kickoff, brought to you by Lorain County Community College. Kick off your future with LCCC. Let's see. what Fairview has in mind now for their second possession of this third quarter. It's a deep kick. Canfield's got nothing to do with it. It's going to go out of bounds. It's going to set Fairview up from the 25.
Touchback for Fairview. They have good field position to start out. And if you're Columbia here, you got to do a good job of guarding J.R. Beato and then also, Brandon Juju Clark. Clark 2 for 26, Beato 4 for 74 receiving. Been the two key targets for Burke Lowry here in today's game against Columbia.
All right, Lowry is your quarterback. He's in the shotgun. Behind him is Weir. He's going to drop back. He goes right to Beto. J.R. Beto makes a man miss, and he's going to pick up the first down. Right on cue, as Jared was just talking about Beto.
They didn't hear me.
Beto picks up 15 on the play. Jacob Rost with the tackle. Here we go. Weir is stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
And I believe that was Gage Maruna, also a linebacker for the Raiders.
Yeah,
in
the
a nice double leg takedown tackle, if I must do say so myself, a wrestler that I am.
I like how Gage filled the hole, man. He really stepped up in there. Brings up a 2nd and 8. And that pass is incomplete.
Was intended for Pat Canfield. And Lowry got a lot of low snaps tonight from his center, number 58, Jackson Hobbyshaw. And that's a split second or even to 2 seconds of time that you got to waste, bring that ball back up to your chest. You got to get those snaps into your chest because that wastes time and that allows the defense to adjust themselves during the play.
Brings up a big 3rd and 8 right now from the 37. Burke Lowry barking out instructions, gets the low snap, now goes deep. He's got a man caught over the shoulder. That's Savion Harris. He's going to go to the house on a long touchdown pass there from Burke Lowry.
63 yards. And for Harris, that's his first catch of the day.
So big plays coming up to bite the Raiders right now as Fairview just scores on a 4-yard scoring drive capped off by a Savion Harris 63-yard touchdown reception. Perfectly thrown by Burke Lowry over the shoulders, dropped it right in the bucket, and it's 19-7 right now in favor of the Warriors.
And Fairview hasn't they've had the big plays that really have helped them here tonight. Really haven't had to do that much. Just blown man coverage there by Columbia, and now they've regained their two-play lead.
Yep. 20-7 is your score with 1:41 to go here in the third quarter. We'll take a quick break. When we come back, let's see what the Raiders can do. You're watching the Lorain County Sports Network Game of the Week on YouTube. We are back at Columbia High School as Fairview has answered the score from Columbia here in the third quarter with their own. Capped off by a 63-yard touchdown pass from Burke Lowry to Savion Harris.
Burke Lowry now 11 for 14, 221 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception on the night. And for Harris, that was his first reception of the game, and it was a big one.
Yeah. Over the shoulder. Did his best David Tyree impression, pinning it against his helmet and making sure he ran all the way to the end zone with it.
63-yard touchdown.
Yeah, once he secured the ball, there was nobody around him as it was perfectly thrown away from coverage. Here comes the kickoff for Fairview. Columbia gets it on a running start, and with some room to run is Jimmy Stoffe. Nope, Carter Dooley. Excuse me, I just seen the 3. So let's get things going here for Columbia. Now from their own 40-yard line, which is great field possession to start. Can't ask for more than that. And Dooley cramping up on the sidelines. He's getting some attention right now from the trainer.
Gage Maruna only has thrown 1 pass in this second half. Looked for him to air it out here in the second drive for Columbia.
Motion man's Mangy. Fake to him. Going deep. Got a couple receivers. Almost intercepted there as Cal Reese was your defender for the Warriors.
And that was intended for Jimmy Stoffe, but unfortunately for Gage Maruna, he underthrew that and almost had a costly interception.
So Columbia going for a big play right there on first down.
With the amount of time you got left
Yeah.
here in the third quarter, you got
to
to start passing it more. You can't start running the clock out down 2 possessions. You got to hit your man in the chest, though. You can't underthrow it.
Here we go. Handoff faked up the middle. Maruna's going to keep it. I don't think he picked up anything. If he got back to the line of scrimmage, it would be generous, as there is no gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10. (20-7) is your score right now. We're under a minute to go here in this third quarter as it's flown by.
And the bugs are getting me.
Yeah, I guess it's because the lights are on pretty good in here, so we could see. But then that also attracts some bugs. He can get reset. I thought he could get. You got one of the Columbia Raiders moved in the backfield. You got to delay a game, so the
Fairview was
clock.
Fairview was pointing over, and so is their stand saying clock. It took too much time.
We thought they were trying to get a penalty on one of the Columbia kids who moved.
I don't think their front line even realized it.
No. Now it's 3rd and 15. We got to give out some awards coming up here soon, as we'll tell you who our Zabo Apparel player of the game is. Our Ernie's Auto Body collision of the game. Maruno deep's got a man, overthrew him as Stoffe was wide open, but it's incomplete.
Stoffe had man coverage against Pat Canfield down that left side, and Maruna just overthrew him.
Yeah.
Overthrew him. He beat him on that man coverage one-on-one, and Maruna has been all over the place in the backfield on his run game and with his throws. He's either throwing it too much or not throwing it enough. He's all over the place. Now 10 for 19, only from 90 yards.
And he's cramping up as well, Gage Maruna, as he just comes off of the field. Punt. And it's going to set the Warriors up.
There is a flag on the
their
play.
own territory.
It's a flag back at the 25-yard line. Potentially could be running into the kicker.
Let's see.
Refs discuss it.
And by the Fairview reaction, they might get it, as LaMarcus Clark is going to be the guilty party.
Looked like he ran into the punter, Andrew Beach. Refs will talk it over. If he does, that's an automatic first down and 15 yards.
Nope, it was tipped. They're going to pick the flag up. Yep, that's the signal from the referee crew, sponsored by Justin Miller, Esquire. Serving all your legal needs like the referee crews do here tonight.
And I give props to these refs wearing pants of how humid and hot it is here tonight in Columbia. We saw last week in Keystone. Refs are like, nah, we're wearing shorts.
So Fairview will get it at their own 25, but there's only 8 seconds left to go here. in the third quarter. Burke Lowry is your quarterback. And Brady Weir is your deep back. Pass out in the flats is complete, and that's Canfield. Pat Canfield's going to put his head down and pick up positive yardage there as he's brought down by Gage Maruna. So Canfield picks up 8 on that pass play on first down. And that's how the third quarter is going to end, with a score 20-7 in favor of Fairview. Don't go anywhere. We got 12 more minutes to go. Live right here on YouTube. And a positive play there to end the third quarter by Pat Canfield as he picks up 8 yards on the first down play. And we're going to get ready for this fourth quarter of action in week 2 of Lorain County's Friday Night Lights. And stick around for the I-90 Nissan post game, as we'll give you some stats and let you know where we're going to be next week. And then we want you to tune in, as we'll be live on Facebook at WOBL WDLW Sports for the I-90 Nissan postgame scoreboard show, which is live from the radio ranch in Oberlin. Dave Krasinski, Paul Williams, Maria Janasco, they're all there. If you want to watch it live, you can. It's on Facebook, or you could just listen, WOBL or WDLWradio.com. Handoff to Rizzo. And pick up on a few there. Vinny Rizzo, your ball carrier. Pickup of no gain.
Vinny Russo only hasn't got a lot of carries today, only just 2 for 3 yards.
I don't think Fairview is going to be in any rush here. They're just going to try to run the ball every play.
Yeah, if I'm Fairview, I'm trying to run out this clock.
With a 2-touchdown lead right now here in the fourth quarter. Uh-oh. Offside is going to be the call on Fairview. You're going to back them up 5. And that was LaMarcus Clark that got a little excited. I bet you he was getting the ball, Jared.
Yeah, I think he really wanted to get a first down there. Clark does have 2 receptions for 26 yards today.
Look for J.R. Beto on the bottom of your screen, ladies and gentlemen, number 1 for Fairview. He's had a big game tonight. Lowry drops back. It's deflected at the line of scrimmage and incomplete. Mason Goodman with the deflection there for Columbia. Brings up a 4th down.
That's good for Columbia because
they can get a 4th and if they can get a 4 and out and get the ball back, they're in business here.
They pretty much have a full fourth quarter to do it, but you got to start airing it out. You got to start connecting with your receivers.
I'd be surprised. You got to get Justin Smith more involved, the big outside receiver at 6'6".
We still haven't even seen a target today from the backup tight end for Columbia, Ethan Plants.
No.
And he's a senior as well. Didn't get a reception in game 1 against Independence.
4th and 7. Play clock is down. I think they're going to take the 5 yards and back them up. Yep. I'm surprised they did that again. Backs them up now to the 23-yard line.
Didn't want to waste a timeout. Fairview still got 3. Columbia's only got 2. 11 minutes left here to go.
Here's your kick from the Warriors. Mengi's got it, and Mengi's brought down at the Fairview 47-yard line.
7-yard return.
Yeah, that puts Columbia on the right side of the field. So they're going to start him at the 48. First and 10. Columbia down 20-7. Gage Maruna gives the handoff up the middle. And I think that was, we got a fumble. And they're calling it down, so no fumble. I don't know if that was Stoffe or Hendon.
I believe that was Hendon.
Okay.
Columbia did have a fumble last week against Independence. Had trouble with fumbles last year.
So they give Hendon 3 yards on the run. He's upset with himself for fumbling it, but no harm, no foul. The freshman's been a bright spot here so far for Columbia. Handoff again to Hendon in the backfield. This time he's met and stopped by Rizzo, but he shakes the tackle and is able to make something out of nothing.
Looks like he just got back to the line of scrimmage or got maybe a yard.
Yep, going to give him 1 yard on the run. So it brings up 3rd and 6 from the 44 with 9.5 to go in the fourth quarter. Columbia needs to score now.
Best field position they've had all night. Already past midfield to start.
Your motion man Stoffe gets the pitch around the corner. He's got room to run. Stoffe gets the first down on the carry. Big pickup there. It's a gain of 11 there, sir. So 1st and 10 to get things going. Columbia starting to get things moving. Handoff. Hendon is stopped. As Grayson Hewitt was the first Warrior to make the contact there, number 8.
Hendon just stopped in his tracks right there, only able to get a short gain. Hendon so far on the day, 7 carries for 39 yards. The 5'8", 160-pound freshman.
2nd and 9 from the 34. Warriors on defense. Raiders threatening. Fake pitch. Maruna rolls out. Has a man. Looking for the tight end. It's not there. It's too low.
That was intended for Justin Smith. He was double covered there.
And the pass was low. Smith 6'6". It was down at his shoes. It's a recipe for disaster.
And I think Maruna had room to run there, but he decided to throw it.
I think he also he rushed the throw before he really got himself set there. And that caused that throw to have nothing on it and was left short there for Justin Smith. It was a huge target.
Justin Smith, 6'6", 230.
Yeah, he's hard to miss out there.
And they got to snap this quickly. There's 2 seconds left on the game clock.
They get it away. Maruna under pressure, going to step up. Now he makes a man miss and picks up some positive yardage there. Gain of 5 there on the run. It's 4th and 4 now for Columbia. They're going for it as
you have to. Down by 2
to.
scores. Under 8 minutes to play.
It seems like there's a lot of time, but in high school, not so much. Motion man. Mengi gets the pitch, has room to run, pushes him off. That's Jimmy Stoffe. Stoffe, the ball carrier, as he came right in front of me. That's an 18-yard run.
And Stoffe did a great job, burst of speed on that right side, able to get the stiff arm and the extra yardage and get the first down for Columbia.
It's been the sweeps that have been positive plays here for Columbia as we have a Fairview Warrior down. It looks to be Danny O'Neill. I'm not sure if he's hurt or just cramping. We'll take a timeout with them. There's another Raider down too. Don't go anywhere. 7.5 to go, and Columbia is threatening. Danny O'Neill is the Warrior down right now being worked on. Not sure if he's got a back spasm or something because he's stretching his back out right now. Columbia athletic director going to come out and say, do you need a hand? As Columbia just picked up the first down and a nice run there by Jimmy Stoffe, 18 yards. We talked about it, man. The sweeps are working for Columbia.
Yeah, they get bursts of speeds on either side of the ball, and have really worked well for them.
Danny O'Neill up on his feet. Applause from the Columbia Raider crowd as he looks to be okay. Columbia's threatening. They're in the red zone, brought to you by Russell Real Estate Services. Local agent Steve Lawson is here if you need him. You want to sell your house? He can help you. You want to buy a new one? He can do that too. SuperSteveSells.com. 1st and 10, Stoffe in motion, gets the pitch, makes a man miss on the corner. Now he's turning it and picks up some pie. He's getting there as he bounced off a bunch of Fairview Warriors and scores from 11 yards out. Jimmy Stoffe.
And for Stoffe, that's his 3rd touchdown on the season. And a great block on that left side by Logan Menji, able to get the score for Columbia and bring it back to it with a 1-possession game.
So it's an 8-play drive, capped off by an 11-yard run there by Jimmy Stoffe. Back to a 1-possession game. This extra point's crucial. Snap is high. Kick is up. It's good. Columbia cuts it to just a 6-point deficit, 20-14 with 7:19 to go. We'll be right back on the Lorain County Sports Network, live on YouTube. Columbia gets back on the scoring column with an 11-yard touchdown run by Jimmy Stoffe. They've been having success all night. Jared, what have you seen from that motion sweep play?
It's worked well for Columbia. It doesn't matter if they go to the left or the right. They've really been able to get some positive yardage in those sweep plays and able to get 6 points here on this drive. And now they got to continue to defend against the Warriors and get the ball back.
They've been doing a good job. They're still pushing the ball up the middle with the either Hendon or Rivera. But then they've been using the outside guys, Mengi and Stoffe in particular, because those are the quickest guys on the team, and they've been able to get into open space and make some men miss, as you've seen right there on that touchdown play. Stoffe was stopped. Fairview just didn't tackle him.
Yeah, and Mengi had a good block on that left side as well to extend that play.
So another kickoff brought to you by Lorain County Community College. Kick off your future with LCCC. Fairview gets it, gonna return it. And that's Pat Canfield, the return man, number 2. Has a touchdown on the night.
And Logan Menji with the stop.
So it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 21 after the return. They're starting deep in their field position.
21-yard line.
Deep in their own territory. Let's see if Fairview is going to do a little ball-controlled offense and not give it back. Lowry, pitch and catch. Harris had it on the hit, lost it. Incomplete pass.
Great hit from the Columbia backfield there to make that an incomplete pass.
Second and 10 now. Handoff up the middle, and that's Juju Clark, number 22 with the carry. Seven-yard run there by Juju Clark.
Little trick play there.
Mason Goodman on the tackle for Columbia. Clock's running 3rd and 3. Big third down here for Fairview. 14 seconds on the play clock. They get it away. Lowry has Harris again on an out route. First down. That's a 7-yard pass play for a first down. Stops the clock. Not what the Warriors wanted, but nonetheless, they executed the pass play there to perfection. Lowry, man in motion, was Canfield, gives it to Clark. Juju Clark off the right-hand side. Pickup of 2 there.
And if I'm Fairview here, with 6 minutes to go in this game, up by 1 possession, I'm trying to run this clock out, put it on Columbia's shoulders.
Yeah, because you don't want to give Columbia the ball back. They got the momentum in their favor.
And Columbia only has 2 timeouts remaining.
They're going to take this down all the way in single digits on the play clock as you see Lowry in no hurry. Handoff. Weir is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Brady Weir loses the yard.
And they're
going to give him 1.
They're going to chew as much clock as possible.
3rd and 9 on the 36 with 5:20 to go. It's a 1-possession game in favor of the Warriors. Warriors have came to play today. Lowry, low snap, gets it, pumps, and the intended receiver was Pat Canfield. He didn't get it, and now he's cramping up. We'll give an incompletion on that play. As Canfield's on the sideline getting worked on. As he went for the ball, it just immediately went down like someone shot him. It's usually a sign of a cramp. Although, I'll tell the people at home watching, it smells like it's going to rain, Jared. I don't know if you've picked up on that.
I know it's supposed to rain overnight.
It smells like it's going to rain.
We have a 30% chance at 10 o'clock, but it should be through by then.
Punt is received and fair caught at the 21. So 4:52 left here in this fourth quarter. Columbia's got the ball back from their own 21.
And we'll see if Columbia can build off their last drive, scoring a touchdown off the 11-yard touchdown run by Jimmy Stofe. Probably their last drive here, because if they get the ball back to Fairview, they're just going to run out the clock.
So everybody is checking their phones, looking at the weather forecast. No rain in the radar, but it definitely smells like it out here in the country, in LC8 country, as we are in Columbia Station. We're going to have a timeout taken by Fairview. We'll take it as well. Don't go anywhere. The final 5 minutes are left to go here on YouTube. Back live from Columbia High School as it's crunch time here for the Raiders. They got the ball back. They're down by 6. Touchdown and an extra point wins the game. Let's do it.
And this is the drives that you've trained for, that you're got to be built for as a championship team. Columbia did well in the LC8 last year, winning it, and then trying to repeat that this year. And this drive can surely show what their team is made of here in the early season.
So both teams have really picked up the offensive production here in this second half of play, each scoring a touchdown, matching each other.
And, hey, if you're Fairview, even if you end up not winning this game, it's a heck of an improvement compared to week 1.
Yeah, where they lost 34-0 at Clearview, couldn't stop the run. Clippers scored 4 rushing touchdowns on them. Fairview's looked like a different team. Handoff up the middle, and I don't know if it's Maruna or if it's Hendon who has it. That's Gage Maruna. So Gage is going to get 1. I'm sorry, Gage lost 2 yards on that play. Second and 9 now. So they did give him the 1-yard run. Okay.
Just 4:15 left.
1. Here we go. Off the right, left-hand side. Big run there from Columbia. And
that was Stofe again.
Okay.
Stofe had a nice run on that left side. Stumbled there for a second, able to boost himself back up with that left hand on the ground. And got a nice positive gain for Columbia.
13-yard run there. And that's what you want, and you need more of them if you're Columbia. Jimmy Stofe's been the spark plug here for the Raiders in the second half.
13 carries for 78 yards along with a touchdown.
He's in motion again. He gets the pitch on the left-hand side, makes a man miss, gets to the yard markers, and that's about it. Back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 1. Another injury timeout, as I got a feeling that we're going to see a lot of that here late in this game.
We heard Mike Rice talk about it earlier this week at practice. You got to fuel your body with good and healthy things and hydrate your body with good and healthy things. If you eat junk, you're going to perform bad, just like in any sport, not only football. So I think high school teams in the early going of this season are learning how to replenish and treat their bodies well for high athletic performance. I had to do it, and if you want to win championships, if you want to make it down the state tournament and have a good run, you got to do the small things right.
So we got a scoring update from a game going on in Elyria. Elyria Catholic leading 26-20 over Mayfield right now in the end of the third quarter, which is a little bit of a shocker considering Mayfield beat Elyria to open week 1. So Panthers putting together a good week 2 performance, and right now they lead heading into the fourth. Also, keep your eye on the Steelman Cup as Vermilion was leading 21-20 over Firelands. That game is on WOBL radio. The EC game's on WDLW radio. And then Benedictine was really laying it to Avon Lake on our YouTube stream. the other stream that's going on right now as well. Here we go. Handoff up the middle. Pickup of about 3 or 4 there. Trying to get a number. I don't know who that was as far as the ball carrier. Did you pick up a number?
I'm trying to look too. I'd have the green numbers are really not the best. I think that was Stoffi.
It's a 5-yard run where however you slice it to give it. We'll give it to Stoffi then, if that's what you want to give it to. Handoff. Nope, it's faked around the corner. Gage Maruna picks up the first down, and that's what you want to see if you're a Raider fan. See what they give Gage. 7-yard run there for Gage on that play. Columbia driving.
Gage Maruna having a better second half running, had that 3-yard touchdown earlier in the ball game.
Man in motion. Handoff up the middle. That's a good play there. That's Gage Maruna with the quarterback keeper.
And he's a dual threat quarterback, the best they come. Maruna only had 1 carry last week against Independence for 26 yards, and this week already has 12 carries plus.
So that's a 9-yard run there on first down, partner. Little swing pass is caught. Stoffi tries to make something out of nothing, and he looks to be close to the first down. He only needed a yard. We got a timeout called by head coach Mike Rice with 1:52 to go, and it's a 3rd and 1. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back here on the Lorain County Sports Network on YouTube. All right, so we just got a new scoring update from the Stillman Cup. Vermilion leading 35-23. They haven't beat Firelands in a few years. It looks like things are starting to turn around for the Sailors as third-year head coach Bill DeFucci has got Vermilion believing. And he's got a big senior class that's been with them from the beginning. And we seen them in a scrimmage against Brookside. They look pretty tough. And they went out in week 1 and handled Margaretta. I don't think anybody thought that was happening.
Vermilion's off to a great start.
3rd and 1 from the 43. Handoff. That
was Hendon.
That's Hendon. Xavier Hendon, the freshman, picks up the first down, gets out of bounds. It's a win. See how many yards they get him. So they're going to give him 6 yards on the run. This is the 7th play on this drive, Jared. All run plays.
And you don't got a lot of time left. 1:45 left on the clock, 1 timeout.
Motion man, Stoffi pitched on the left-hand side. He turns the corner, picks up some positive yardage. Going to get about 5 or 6 on the first down.
He's not going to get out of bounds either, so the clock will continue to tick.
They're going to give him 3 on the play. One minute and 20 seconds, folks. 1 minute.
If you're Columbia, you got to have a sense of urgency here. 2-minute drill. You don't got a lot of time.
You're going to have to pass the ball here, too. Stoffi faked the pitch. Now they go deep. They got a man open, but it's intercepted. That's Will Allen for Fairview. He's got it. Now he turns around. He's got room to run with blockers in front of him. He's got one man to beat. That's the lineman, and he does. Blockers up ahead, cuts back, and he's still cutting back. Stoffi's going to make the saving tackle, and that's how this one's going to end.
Icing on the cake for Fairview, and just not a good throw by Gage Maruna. Got pressured and just threw it over the middle across his body. His first interception of the season. Couldn't have come at a worse time.
So pressure was coming for Gage Maruna. Hurried the rush, the throw, and was off his back foot and not enough on it. Will Allen, who's also a hooper for Fairview, jumped up and got the tip ball, and it was off to the races. I thought he was going to take it to the house.
Yeah, Will Allen able to get the interception, get good field position for Fairview to ice this one.
And they're going to get in victory formation also, brother. With 53 seconds left, they're just going to run this thing out, and that's how this one's going to end.
And for Fairview, they'll go to 1-1. Next week, they will take on Brookside at home against Brookside. As for Columbia, they'll go to 1-1. Next week, they're going to head to Northwestern for a Week 3 matchup. So if you're head coach for Fairview, Sean Rack, you got you got to be astounded with this victory tonight. Both sides of the ball improving tremendously.
Absolutely. We got some awards to give out, so don't go anywhere as we head into our I-90 Nissan post-game show. We got the stats of the game, Zabel Apparel player of the game. We got the drive of the game. We got the Big Brothers, Big Sisters, big play of the game. A lot of stuff. Also the collision of the game. We'll go over stats courtesy of Al Januzzi CPA because it's all about the numbers. And they're going to kneel it down again with 40 seconds left here. Third down now. Yeah, we'll definitely tell you where we're going to start being next week, as Jared was mentioning, as we look forward to Week 3 already. It's going to be Lutheran East at Oberlin. That's going to be an interesting one, partner. I'll tell you that right now. As we're counting down, 7 seconds left, and that's how this one's going to end, 20-14 in favor of the Fairview Warriors. What we'll do is we'll take a quick break, and then we'll jump right into the I-90 Nissan post-game show as Fairview wins 20-14 over Columbia. Don't go anywhere on YouTube. Welcome into the I-90 post-game scoreboard show right here on YouTube. Dave Rivera, Jared Vinecourt wrapping things up. Fairview comes to town and lays a shocker as they beat Columbia by a score of 20-14. Let's take a look at some of the numbers, courtesy of our good friend Al Januzzi CPA. It's all about the numbers.
For Fairview, they really got the rushing going as a team, 17 for 48. Led by Mason Woodworth with that 17-yard rushing touchdown, along with Pat Canfield for a 3-yard rushing touchdown. As for the receiving corps, J.R. Beato went 5 catches for 89 yards, along with a big catch from Savion Harris, a 63-yard touchdown. He went 2 for 70, along with Brandon Juju Clark also had 2 receptions for 26 yards. Warriors as a team had 12 receptions for 236 yards. Burke Lowry had a fantastic game, went 13 for 19 in the air with a touchdown and an interception for 236 passing yards. For the Columbia Raiders, they went 49 for 246 yards rushing, led by a 3-yard touchdown run by Gage Maruna. Also having a big night is Jimmy Stoffi with an 11-yard touchdown run. He had 16 carries for 86 yards. Receiving-wise, Columbia wasn't able to get anything going, just 11 catches for 90 yards. Gage Maruna threw 11 completions out of 22 attempts and also had an interception for 90 yards.
Anything else catch your mind, brother? Total yards?
Total yards was 244 yards for the Raiders. Total yards for the Raiders was 284 yards total for the Warriors. So Warriors just really had the big plays here tonight, and was able to get their scoring going, and just did a lot better job than Columbia. Columbia had 52 plays, and Fairview only needed to do it in 36.
Yeah, and you mentioned the scoring drives, and now we'll start giving out some player of the games, and our Zabel Apparel player of the game for the Warriors. What do you want to give it to, partner?
The drive of the game,
No, player of the game.
Oh, player of the game, I definitely would give it to Burke Lowry. Burke Lowry had a fantastic game. Really felt comfortable in the pocket, was able to extend plays, and had over 200 yards of passing. So I think he did a fantastic game, the junior for the Warriors, and really got their offense going in a positive direction, hopefully throughout the rest of the season.
So there you go. Burke Lowry is our Zabel Apparel player of the game. Zabel Apparel, be game ready all year long. Your big brothers and big sisters' big play of the game, well, that's none other than the Savion Harris touchdown pass that went for 63 yards as Savion Harris with an amazing catch, pinned it against his helmet, and took it all the way to the house. Savion Harris is going to be our big brother, big sister, big play of the game. And then our collision of the game, that's going to go to Columbia's Carter Dooley. I keep calling him Logan Dooley. Carter Dooley, as he had a nice big stop on defense where he came in and sacked Burke Lowry for a loss of yardage. So he's going to get our our collision of the game, which is brought to you by Ernie's Auto Body in Avon. They're the top auto body shop in Avon, in case you haven't heard. Let's talk about where we're going to be next week, as we're going to be at Oberlin College for Lutheran East coming to town, and our other stream game that we're going to have, Glenville at Avon is our other stream game.
That's going to be the game of the week in Ohio.
Yep. WOBL will feature Columbia at Northwestern, so you can listen to the Raiders back on the radio next week. And your game on the Cool Cat, WDLW, is a old school rivalry, Sandusky at Lorraine. So you're not going to want to miss that. For my producer here, Duke, as well as cameraman Chop, I want to say thank you to Jared Vinecourt, also my color commentary guy here, Dave Rivera. I want to say good night from Columbia Station. Thanks to Jason Ward, the athletic director, as well as Coach Mike Rice for making us feel at home. And also Josh Scarf was up here doing the announcing, head coach of the Columbia Raiders basketball team. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll catch you back next week. Don't forget, you can watch the post-game scoreboard show live on Facebook at WOBL WDOW Sports. We'll see you later. Goodbye.